on the Rogue Streaming Network. This is Medford Rogues Baseball.
Full swing of the miss, the throw over to second base, and the tag is going to be in time. It's a double play. Strike him out, throw him out. That's hit well. Deep shot, deep right field. That ball is a definite no-doubter.
Rogues Baseball is on the air.
Base running wins games, in my opinion. My philosophy is to create chaos on the base paths.
Rogue Valley, are you ready? Let's send it out to the ballpark. Here is the voice of your Rogues, Brian Welch. It is a pitcher-perfect Friday evening in the Rogue Valley. It's game 1 of 3 between the Fresno A's and the Medford Rogues. Hi, everybody. My name is Brian Welch, the Rogue Streaming Network. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. And welcome to the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck Show. Does your pool or hot tub need repairs? Call the Awesome Pool Guy, CCB 255-795. Medford on an 8-game winning streak in this early part of 2026. 8-1 overall this season. Last time out, the Rogues taking care of business of the CCL Showcase, the Cascade Collegiate League. Yesterday, taking care of the CCL Showcase 7-3. It was actually the CCL Showcase who struck first in the third, making it a 2-0 lead. Rogues tacked on another run as well in that home half of that inning. And also in the top half of inning number 4, the CCL Showcase tacked on another run. And how about Jackson Rosenthal? A big swing off the bat from him, able to tie it up with this hit. 3 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch from Pulliam. 3-1, hits that in the air, cranked right field. Going back as Castro loses the hat. That ball's gone! Jackson Rosenthal goes yard, and he ties the ball game up at 3. And he did tie up the game at 3 apiece with that swing off the bat from Jackson Rosenthal. It was tied up at 3 apiece. The Rogues got a couple of runs across in the 7th and in the 8th. And the Rogues on an 8-game winning streak after that great win yesterday. But talking of head coach Kevin Olmstead, you'll hear from him when we go one-on-one with him, talking about he just wants a little bit more offense from this squad. And this squad needs to have a good, even balance throughout the whole entire evening. It is game 1 of 3 between the Fresno A's and the Medford Rogues. And also more importantly, it is the second fireworks show of 2026. We'll be having that for you tonight on the Rogue Streaming Network. Let's take a look at before we take a look at the opposition, how about the pitching staff yesterday? And how about Dylan Finelli? 6 innings on the hill, 3 strikeouts, 4 walks. Lorenzo Liu came out of the pen of 2 innings on the hill, striking out 4. And Caleb Randolph shutting the door on the CCL Showcase. And the Rogues right now pitching well, and it's going to be interesting to see how the pitching staff fares tonight against the Fresno A's. And with that, let's take a look at the opposition. Fresno 9-4 overall this season, 3-1 in their league. And they're on the back end of a 5-game road trip. This is a road trip that started down the road in Arcata, and they dropped the first 2 games. The Crabs playing some good baseball. And right now, this is the Fresno squad that dropped the first game of the road trip, falling to the Crabs 7-0. And I had a little bit of a fight against Humboldt in Game 2, the series finale on Wednesday, but dropping Game 2 16-7. And this is a very interesting Fresno A's squad led by longtime head coach Oscar Hinojosa. Oscar took a year off last year from coaching. It was Wyatt Featherston who led the A's into the Rogue Valley. And actually, Oscar's back as the skipper for the Fresno A's, and actually has the most wins in franchise history against these Medford Rogues. Took 2 of 3 from the Rogues in 2022 and got salvaged the series in 2024. And I was a part of that for 3 years with the A's organization. We'll go down to memory lane throughout the whole entire night and also the weekend. It's time to give you that starting pitching matchup for Fresno and Medford. First for the Rogues, it is Forrest Zelmer, who works with that 3-pitch mix, fastball, slider, and the splitter. And going for the A's, it's Tyler Gonzalez, who works with a fastball, slider, and the changeup. Once again, welcome to the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. I was able to sit down with head coach Kevin Olmstead for a one-on-one conversation, but before that, I was able to talk of our Rogues player spotlight with Travis Finney. Travis Finney, in his 2nd year in the Rogue Valley, the Australian from South Dakota State, joins us. Those 2 conversations coming up right after this. More of the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show on a picture-perfect Chamber of Commerce evening in the Rogue Valley. Keep it locked in on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue Green CN, Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Welcome back to the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. It's time to get rowdy. This is our Rogues Player Spotlight, and we get to hear from the Australian Travis Finney, a return from last year. Travis, how are you?
Doing good, Brian. How you doing?
I'm doing well, my friend. Long time no see. You came into the Rogue Valley this week. Last time I saw you, you were heading to South Dakota to be playing for the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. You won a conference title, got to be playing an NCAA regional. A lot of fun in South Dakota, I guess.
Yeah, the regional was pretty unreal. Played in Nebraska, which I think was 9,000 people in the crowd the first game. So when we played there, it was atmosphere I've never been a part of. But yeah, winning the conference title was another thing that was pretty sick. We lost to, I think, Oral Roberts 6 times during the season, and then end up beating them twice in the tournament to win the whole thing. So yeah, getting a little ring as well. So that'll be pretty sick too.
And we were talking about this last season, about how cold it gets in South Dakota. Did you adjust well to the cold, or is it just a little bit crazy?
Yeah, I knew going in that it was going to be pretty cold, but yeah, definitely the wind. I think the wind made it another 20 degrees colder, but I think when I went back home to Australia for Christmas break, I got to spend a month away from there. But then I think I got pretty sick coming back, because I think it was 106 maybe the last day back home in Fahrenheit, and then it was -2 I think first day back in South Dakota. So I got sick pretty quickly, but yeah, I got over that, and then yeah, it was all right.
You're currently in the transfer portal right now, but what did South Dakota State teach you about yourself as a player and also as a human being?
It was just a good experience to just sort of see the level, the Division I level that you sort of dream to play. So yeah, just sort of how you compare with the other guys that in that competition. It was pretty eye-opening as well to see. We played Oklahoma State and got to sort of see how their different sort of physiques, how they sort of look compared to what you're used to at a junior college and stuff. So it was a good experience for sure.
You're at Yakima Valley College. You were swinging wood in the NWAC, and you're swinging the metal bat at South Dakota State. Any difference in how the bat was feeling?
Yeah, I haven't swung metal since I was maybe 15, 16 years old, so it was definitely a bit different, especially the new bats. First week I didn't know what bat was good and what bat was not, so I sort of got the hang of it by the end, so yeah.
And you are a returner to the Rogue Valley. Why come back to play for the Rogues?
Just had a good time last year. Finelli asked me, I was looking into it, and I was texting him. I was I would love to play for the Rogues again. Medford's a good environment. Spent 3 weeks here last year after the season, just before I went to South Dakota, and I just liked the area, good weather as well. So yeah, good environment too.
And you are rooming with Trey Kotze, and you're also going to be you're living with Dylan Finelli. You're living at the Case's residence. How cool is that to be playing a lot of great wiffle ball games with the Case boys?
Yeah, we played today. I was on Bodie's team, and Bodie had a walk-off grand slam, so yeah, it was good fun. It was funny. I think Ortiz hit ball over the fence. I think I hit one, and then Bodie hit one right at the end, which was good fun because Finelli was putting some pressure on and was saying, if you don't run right now, you win the game, and Bodie came in clutch.
And you're talking about you being here for 3 weeks after the season, but what makes the Rogues fans the best in summer collegiate baseball?
They just get amongst it, a good environment, all the little games they play in between the innings. I love to hear them chirping behind our dugout to the other teams, and it's good fun, like especially on firework night as well. Like get the community involved, and it's pretty sick. We got a kids camp tomorrow, so that'll be good to get back to the community as well.
So you ready for the kids camp?
Yeah, good fun. I'll be with Finelli and Trey. I think it's going tomorrow as well, so we'll see what we're in store for.
And I know that this is your second year in the Rogue Valley. You know a lot of the food places, but if you go to the gas station before the game, what are you getting? What's that one thing you're getting?
Ooh, I don't even know. I just usually get like an energy drink maybe, just to keep me awake. But I'm not really a snacks kind of guy or anything. Sometimes I get Chipotle because I love Chipotle, but got Chipotle yesterday, and then just an energy drink really from the gas station.
And I know that you're back here, you're in the transfer portal. What do you want to work on this season in the Rogue Valley?
Just everything really, just sort of working on everything, working on the swing, power, speed, and then just getting back to the swing of things as well, just sort of understanding the game, playing against good teams as well, just see how they go about it and how we go about it, just competing as well.
That's well said, my friend. Want to give a shout to anybody?
Shout out Mum and Dad, my brother, and then my dog as well, Pip. I'll give a shout to her as well. I know I didn't do that last year, but I made sure this year to do that.
That's good to hear, my friend. Travis, thank you so much for hopping on the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. Good luck out there and have a great rest of the season.
Cheers, Brian. Thank you very much.
That's right. That's Travis Finney joining us on the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. When we come right back after this, we go one-on-one with head coach Kevin Olmstead. Game 1 of 3 between the Fresno A's and the Medford Rogues coming up right after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues baseball. We are getting closer to first pitch between the Fresno A's and the Medford Rogues. It is the second fireworks game of 2026. It's time to go one-on-one with the head coach, Kevin Olmstead. Coach, how are you? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Fireworks, baby. Can't be better than that.
Coach, good win last night. You and I were talking about a little bit before we hit the recorded button about how weird that game was, but hey, a win's a win, right?
Yeah, a win's a win. That's a weird game last night. We won 7-2, but at the same time, it was a lot closer than that. I pulled the guys in after the fourth inning. We weren't playing good baseball, and so after that meeting, we did do a better job. We turned it around a lot better. But sometimes we're gonna have those weird games, you know. And in the seventh inning, I said, "Hey guys, we just got to grind this one out. We got to find a way to win, and then we move on tomorrow." And they did just that. So that was really exciting, you know. But again, with baseball, those types of games happen.
And the Rogues did find a way to get the job done. And also, how important was that home run by Jackson Rosenthal last night?
That was a tank. Yeah, we're this summer we're trying to help him on his pull side power. I'm trying to hit the ball in the air a little bit more to right field, right center, and so he's very well adaptive, you know, and so he's doing a good job with that, trying to make those adjustments. He's going to fail at times, but you know, it showed that he already made some improvements with that swing.
He went to last, and he'll be going to Hawaii Pacific in the fall. You went to school at last, and do you see any similarities between you and Jackson, like how you guys play?
Yeah, not even close. I was a middle infielder, and I was a scrappy hitter. Jackson's a tall, lengthy first baseman. So, yeah, to answer your question, no, we were complete different types of hitters. But, you know, that's okay. We grinded it out. We still have that Lassen way of grit and just being dirtbags.
And speaking of players, we have a couple of new players joining the Rogues this week. A couple of players have gotten an opportunity to be able to make a big difference for this lineup and also for this team. What have you liked about how the new guys have handled themselves so far this week?
Yeah, I think Thursday we started 4 new guys in the offensive lineup, and so you know they're going to get their opportunities throughout this month of June, and you know, kind of the best, more consistent guys are going to play in July. You know, those are the big times this summer. And so they're doing their best, and it's important for them not to try to do too much and just play the game. I've already talked to a couple of them that are, you know, already showing that they're trying to press, but they're super good baseball players, you know, so they just need to clear the mind and just play the game. And so they'll be fine.
And today is that first warm day of the season, and everyone was battling the heat during batting practice. What's that message to the guys about staying hydrated for a day like this?
Staying hydrated. That's literally the message. So what? Everybody has to deal with the heat. We have to make sure that we're on our game. We have to make sure that we're drinking plenty of fluids throughout the day. It starts the day before, and so if they didn't do a good job of it yesterday and last night, well, it's going to be too late for them for today's game. But there's no excuses. I played golf today. I went for a 2-mile jog right before batting practice. I threw the entire batting practice. So it's a mindset, and it's about drinking enough fluids.
You went golfing this morning. What did you shoot?
Oh, man, it was electric. Me and my brother were in a little scramble with some childhood friends growing up, and me and him were partners. We shot +1 on the day. We shot, a 77, I think it was, something like that. We shot very, very well. Back nine, we shot even at Centennial, really good golf course.
And more importantly, the pitching staff had its moments. Last night, Dylan Finelli got the start. But what about Lorenzo Liu? Has that dog mentality when he's on the hill. He throws with conviction. What have you liked about how Lorenzo's been pitching so far this season?
Yeah, super quick release, super quick delivery. I like how he lives up in the strike zone. He has high RPM for being a small guy. It seems like the deception is that the ball rises a little bit with him. And so he's doing a really good job. One thing that he needs to continue to work on is just emotions. The emotions sometimes will get the best of him, and he's just got to grind through that and handle those outings more professionally. But he's done a fantastic job thus far.
And you see the Fresno A's, game 1 of a 3-game set. The A's on the back end of a 5-game road trip. What do you expect from the A's tonight?
A's are a tough team. We played them last summer. I think we swept them, but every single game was super close. At any point in time, the game could have changed, and so this is going to be a really good team. This is going to be a super good test for us. We're going to get punched in the mouth at some point this weekend, and so I'm excited to see how these guys handle adversity. We haven't, since game 1, we haven't faced a ton of adversity because we've been playing pretty well baseball. So I'm hoping this weekend we kind of get that opportunity to handle a little adversity or face that adversity and see what these guys are made of.
Forrest Zelmer gets the start tonight. What do you want to see from him?
Yeah, his last 2 outings have been great. I just want to see him just continue to establish the strike zone. I would hope his endurance is a little bit better. He's gotten tired a little too often or too quickly in both of his outings. And so tonight, hoping for a clean 4 or a 5 inning from him, and we'll see what happens there. But, just throwing strikes and just being able to handle those innings.
Coach, I always ask you this question, keys to victory?
Yeah, I think it's just coming together today. Tons of energy today and throughout the entire game, staying in the game, not just, going up and down. We have to make sure that we're competing well the entire game, and our guys that are on the bench, there's going to be a lot of good guys on this bench tonight. They have to be ready to go in at any single time for us to be successful.
Coach, always a pleasure, my friend. Good luck out there and enjoy the fireworks after the game.
Go Rogues, baby!
That's head coach Kevin Olmstead joining us on the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. When we come right back after this, we have lineups and first pitch. It's game 1 of 3 between the Fresno A's and the Medford Rogues coming up right after this. Keep it locked in on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
It is a Chamber of Commerce Friday evening in the Rogue Valley. Game 1 of 3 between the Fresno A's and the Medford Rogues. Hi everybody, my name is Brian Welch, the Rogue Streaming Network. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. About ready for first pitch between the A's and the Rogues. Starting lineup being introduced by the public address announcer Greg Roberts. Rogues rocking their patriotic uniforms on this second Fireworks Friday of 2026. The A's going with their yellow and green uniforms, one of their trademark uniforms with the gray pants for this Friday evening showdown. The Rogues last year got the brooms out against the Fresno A's, and you heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead talk about that. It was a good series throughout that whole entire 3 games last weekend over the 4th of July, and this is going to be a very fun and an early test and an early barometer on this Friday evening. Let's send it over to the public address announcer Greg Roberts for the playing of the national anthem.
Presented by Rockwell Real Estate. Performing the anthem are the Siskiyou Singers under the direction of Mark Ruppert.
And we're about to ready to go on this Friday evening in the Rogue Valley. Game 1 of 3 between the Fresno A's and the Medford Rogues. And we cannot get started until these most famous words in baseball from Jake Martin, our on-field host, with the young fans of the Rogues. Send it down to Jake.
And Hank with the 2 most important words in baseball.
And now we're ready to go on this Friday evening in the Rogue Valley. Medford in their warm-up tosses in right now as we speak. Let's give you that starting lineup for the Fresno A's, led by head coach Oscar Hinojosa. Then lead off is a right fielder Scott Mitchell. In the 2 spot is the first baseman Ed Checkledge. The 3 hitter is the DH man Grant Kinsel. The cleanup man is the left fielder Brady White. The 5 hitter is the catcher Jordan Hartley. The shortstop Caleb Rico is in the 6 hole. The third baseman Michael Gonzalez is batting 7th. The second baseman Landon McAnally is the 8 spot hitter. And the center fielder, Ryan Harness, is in the 9 hole. So it's Mitchell, Checkledge, Kinsel, White, Hartley, Rico, Gonzalez, McAnally, and Harness. Fresno 9-4 on this 2026 campaign, 3-1 in their league. And Forrest Zelmer getting his warm-up tosses in right now, starting pitcher for the Rogues. Forrest Zelmer so far this season, 1 game, 1 start, 3 innings on the hill, 2 hits, 1 run. 3 strikeouts to 1 walk, has 1 hits batsman and 1 wild pitch, and has not recorded an ERA yet in 2026. And he faces the Fresno A's, a team that's on the back end of a 5-game road trip. We talked about this a little bit in the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. They dropped the first 2 games of the road trip to the Humboldt Crabs. And more importantly, they were blanked in the first game 7-0, but they only lost 16-7 in game 2 of the series. But more importantly, Medford and the Fresno A's have battled it out in years past. We're just about ready for first pitch between the A's and the Rogues. It's 325 down the line in left field and right field, 400 in straightaway center. And we're about ready for liftoff. Scott Mitchell settles in for his first trip of the evening. Second fireworks show of 2026 about to commence. And we might see some fireworks on the field before the show even begins. Medford and Fresno, an early barometer for the Rogues in 2026. Forrest Zelmer gets ready to go to work. Tall righty works. And the first pitch. First pitch, fastball to the right side, gobbled up by Bo Blake. The throw to first base in time for out number 1. We're underway at 6:39 p.m. in the Rogue Valley. Glacier blue skies overhead, temperatures in the 90s. 4-3 on the ground out to begin the game. 1 out and the base is empty. Here's the A's first baseman, Ned Cheklich, just underway in the top half of inning number 1. Fresno has been playing the Rogues since the 2020 season. They've had 3 wins against the Rogues since 2022. First pitch from Forrest. Fastball popped up in the air, right side of the infield. Bo Blake calling everybody off. Jackson Rosenthal stares into the sun, makes the one-hand grab for out number 2. Quickly 2 down in the top half of inning number 1. Base is empty. 2 outs. Here's the DH man for the Fresno A's, Grant Kinsel. Scoreless between Fresno and Medford. And 2 batters Forrest Zelmer has seen so far. 2 outs. And right now the Rogues infield playing deep around the horn to give you that defense after that first pitch from Forrest Zelmer. Got to dominate strike 1 and, more importantly, throw with conviction. First offering home for Forrest. First pitch fastball finds the upper third, strike 1. Calling the balls and strikes tonight, Greg Jaquette. At first base is Chris Bevan, and Brandon Dollarhide is at third base. Around the horn from third to first for the Rogues, it's Ortiz, Neugebauer, Blake, Rosenthal. In the outfield from left to right, it's Walsh, Salihar, and Grabiel. Thomas Jr. tonight doing the catching for Medford. Strike 1 pitch, slider misses down and out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Forrest Zelmer with that 3-pitch mix from Susan. The Matador trying to get a scoreless first inning. Works on that first base side of the rubber. Grant Kinsel at the dish. 1-1. Breaking ball finds the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kinsel from Valley City State, the Oak Ranch, Texas native. Went to Laverne High School, played 3 games for the Vikings this season. Had 3 at-bats, no home runs, no runs batted in. Behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Long pause from Forrest. Works on that first base side of the rubber. And the 1-2 home. Fastball misses low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brady White waits on deck for the Fresno A's. Outfield playing deep. Will Salihar, the center fielder for the Rogues, playing a couple of paces into left center. Two balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Called strike 3 on the bottom third. Kinsel down on strikes. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Forrest Zelmer. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We head to the home first right after this. Fresno nothing. Medford coming up on a beautiful Friday evening in the Rogue Valley. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Scoreless between Medford and Fresno. Game one of this three-game set from Harry and David Field. It's time to give you that starting lineup for the Rogues, led by head coach Kevin Olmsted. Medford 8-1 in this 2026 campaign. Band lead off is the left fielder Jonathan Walsh. In the two spot is the shortstop Jaden Neugebauer. The DH man Larson Custer is the three-hole hitter. Third baseman Chris Ortiz is the cleanup man tonight. Jackson Rosenthal, the first baseman, is in the 5 spot. The second baseman, Bo Blake, is the 6th hitter. The catcher, Anthony Thomas Jr. is batting 7th. Diego Grabiel in right field tonight is the 8-hole hitter. And Will Salihar will be patrolling center field. He is in the 9 spot. It's Walsh, Neugebauer, Custer, Ortiz, Rosenthal, Blake, Thomas Jr., Grabiel, and Will Salihar. Starting pitcher for the Fresno A's, Tyler Gonzalez, a Fresno native. And his warm-up tosses in right now, and he gets ready to battle it out. 1, 2, and 3 in the home half of inning number 1. Jonathan Walsh gets ready to go to work for his first trip of the evening. Gonzalez from Fresno Pacific University, 6 feet, 190-pound freshman from Clovis, one of the suburbs of Fresno. Went to Buchanan High School, perennial powerhouse in the San Joaquin Valley of California. And the tall righty works on that first base side of the rubber. Right against right. First pitch, fastball misses down and out. 1 ball, no strikes. Jonathan Walsh so far this season, a .280 hitter, has not gone yard yet, has 1 extra base hit to his credit. In 2026, has not driven in anybody yet. 1-0 pitch, clips that upper third. 1 ball, 1 strike. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have saw Jonathan and the guys tag me in a post for the Frazzle Slurpees. 1-1, lifts it in the air, down the right field line. Charging in is the right fielder Mitchell in the corner, and that ball goes foul into the bullpen of the A's. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Everybody clap your hands.
Jonathan and his teammate Bo Blake, they do love their frazzle. This is a big pitch up coming right now. Rogues a little bit timid yesterday, going to get runners across. You heard from head coach Kevin Olmsted touch on this in our one-on-one conversation. He was talking about got to keep it even. Don't want to have too many highs, too many lows. But more importantly, the Rogues trying to answer on this Friday evening. And head coach Kevin Olmsted understands the situation this week. It's a good barometer test for this team because the A's are a team that can be very sneaky in years past against the Rogues. 1-2. Fastball misses down and out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jaden Neugebauer waits on deck for the Rogues. Infield playing deep around the horn for the A's. Harness, the center fielder for Fresno, playing a couple of steps into left center. 2-2. Fastball sky high. Shallow left field, tracking it down as the shortstop Rico. Rico going to try to make the play and almost runs into his third baseman Gonzalez. And they're going to say that is an out. And Jonathan Walsh flies out for the first out of the inning. Walsh flies out to the shortstop Rico. 1 out, the base is empty. Here's the 2-hitter for the Rogues, Jaden Neugebauer. Scoreless in the home half of inning number 1. And I forgot to give you the flag report. It is a blusterous Friday evening in the Rogue Valley. Not as opposed to what we saw last week when it was chilly and it had to get a sweatshirt in the 7th inning. First pitch to Jaden Neugebauer. Fastball clips the inside corner. Strike 1. Jaden Neugebauer from Chico, California, a .368 hitter so far this season. Has had 4 RBIs. Has not gone deep yet. Strike 1 pitch, line drive, right center field, base hit for Jaden Neugebauer, rounding first, and he's going to put on the brakes at first base. Jaden Neugebauer aboard of a 1-out single. 1 on, 1 out. We are on the bottom of 1. Scoreless between Fresno and Medford. Here's the Rogues DH man at Larson Custer. Larson Custer in the DH role tonight. This week, 1 hit away, a home run away from the cycle against the CCL Showcase. Middle infield for the A's thinking of turning 2. First pitch hits that in the air. Right field going back is Mitchell at the track, and he makes the grab for out number 2. Custer flies out to right field for the second out of the inning. 2 outs and a runner at first base. Here's the cleanup hitter for the Rogues, the third baseman Chris Ortiz. Fresno nothing, Medford nothing on this Friday evening. Medford right now trying to get some offense, and you think about it was. You heard from head coach Kevin Olmsted talking about this in our one-on-one conversation, talking about this is we're going to get punched in the mouth this weekend. It's how we respond after getting punched in the mouth. So Chris Ortiz gets ready to go to work, a .348 hitter in 2026. And the first pitch home. Misses downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Ortiz does have 2 runs batted in so far in 2026. Medium-sized lead for Jaden Neugebauer at first base. We're just underway in that home first on a pitcher-perfect, probably one of the warmest days we've seen so far this season. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0, misses down and out. 2 balls, no strikes. Last year, Medford swept the Fresno A's over the 4th of July weekend. A's were led by longtime assistant coach, and he was in his only year as the head coach, Wyatt Featherston, the young man from the great state of Colorado. Ortiz ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch, runner goes 2-0, hits down in the air, sky high in the center field. Harness, the center fielder on the run, running to his left. The right fielder Mitchell calls him off, and Ortiz flies out for the 3rd and final out of the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. Jaden Neugebauer left on at first base. We have played 1 in the Rogue Valley. Scoreless between Fresno and Medford. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Fresno nothing, Medford nothing. A top half of inning number 2 from Harry and David Field. Brian Welch with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. And you see that Chick-fil-A launching t-shirts into the stands on this Friday evening. It's going to be really crazy. We'll have some t-shirts throughout the whole entire evening. And the t-shirt gun failing there. But how about this? Zelmer not failing on the hill so far. 1 inning in the books for him. 1 strikeout, sending the Fresno A's in order 1, 2, 3. Faces the middle of the order of the A's. Brady White, the left fielder, leads off, followed by Jordan Hartley and Caleb Rico. And more importantly, the Rogues right now have had their opportunities. Only 1 inning in the book, had a base runner on at first base with Jaden Neugebauer, but the Rogues cannot do anything with Jaden Neugebauer, trying to get him across the dish. But more importantly, going to find a way to keep the Fresno bats quiet in this road trip for the Fresno A's. The A's have only scored 7 runs. That was only in the series finale against the Humboldt Crabs. They were shut out in game 1 of that 2-game set. Forrest Zelmer getting his warm-up tosses in right now. And we are brought to you by the Asa Pool Guy. Need to replace your vinyl pool liner? Call the Asa Pool Guy, CCB 255-795. We're also brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations at Phoenix, Gold Hill, and our newest location in Eagle Point, locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. So they're trying to get the cows. There was a couple of cow mascots from Chick-fil-A on the field. They are safely out of the field of play, and the lefty, Brady White, the left fielder, goes to work for the Fresno A's. We are in the top half of inning number 2. Forrest Zelmer sets up on that first base side of the rubber, and the first pitch. Fastball elevated, 1 ball, no strikes. Bobby White, the outfielder out of Chico State, grew up in Chico, California. The hometown hero went to Pleasant Valley High School, transferred by way of Folsom Lake. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. Fastball hits it in the air. That is going to be a fair ball. Into the left field corner it goes. Rounding first, digging for 2 is White. And he's going to speed towards third, but he puts on the brakes. It's a lead-off double for the Chico native, Brady White. So Fresno gets their first base runner on, and it's Brady White with a huge double to crack open the second inning. 1 on, nobody out. Here's the ace catcher, Jordan Hartley, scoreless between Fresno and Medford. And this is a big opportunity for the Rogues to try to limit the damage. And also, one of the things we've been talking about all season long is handling adversity, especially with this pitching staff. Medium-sized lead for Brady White at first base. Here's another lefty, Jordan Hartley, the catcher tonight. For Zelmer, glances at second base. Now glances at home plate. First pitch fastball. Dots the outside corner. Strike 1. Jordan Hartley, the catcher from Mid-American Christian University. A Canadian from Ontario. Second baseman, Bo Blake on the grass in right center. Strike 1 pitch, instead thrown over to second base. Chases back Brady White. And actually his college teammate and friend from Chico is Jaden Neugebauer. So the A and the Rogue having a nice little conversation at second base. Still no balls and a strike to Jordan Hartley. Strike 1 pitch. Good swing and a miss on the slider. Nasty pitch there by Forrest Zelmer. Forrest, the tall righty, has technically 2 starts. Got the start against the Medford Mustangs. That did not count towards the stats for the season. Got the start in Game 2 of the doubleheader against the Seattle Studs all the way back on opening weekend. And the hole 0-2 is Hartley. 0-2. Chops it foul, first base side. We'll do it again. Coaching over at first base for the A's is pitching coach Ethan Winter. Over at third base is Justin Hinojosa, son of Oscar Hinojosa. 2 great guys coaching with the A's and 2 longtime friends. We'll talk about my time with the A's throughout the evening and also throughout the weekend. Still no balls and 2 strikes. The catcher, Jordan Hartley. Caleb Rico waits on deck. The 0-2 hits it to the left side. Jaden Neugebauer to his right. The throw to third base, and the tag is in time. Brady White forced out at third base. Jordan Hartley reaches on a fielder's choice, and that puts a runner at first base. 1 out. We are in the top of 2. Scores between Fresno and Medford. So officially it's 6-5 on the force out. So more importantly, if you're the Rogues, you like that. And a good heads up baseball move there by Jaden Neugebauer at shortstop. Be able to say, hey, I'm going to throw that over to third base, and recognizing that is key right there for Jaden Neugebauer. 1 on, 1 out. We are on the top of 2. Here's the A's shortstop, Caleb Rico. No score between Fresno and the Rogues. First pitch breaking ball, clips the upper third. Strike 1. Rico from the University of Mary, the Lemoore, California native. We'll play some trivia, some music trivia throughout this whole entire series. Went to school at San Joaquin Memorial, up the road in Fresno. It's around like 30 minutes away from Lemoore. 0-1 ground ball, right field, base hit, and Caleb Rico's aboard of a 1-out single. So puts runners at first and second, 2 on, 1 out. We are on the top of 2, and right now head coach Kevin Olmstead is making the argument that Hartley was hit, and they're going to call time, or actually that's going to be time taken. Or actually, initially thought he was going to talk before Zelmer, but it is Kevin Olmstead going to have a conversation with, it is going to be Brandon Dollarhide, third base umpire, talking about might be Hartley was hit. So a lengthy conversation. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. A couple of games going on currently, and they are going to call the umpires in. So runners at first and second for the time being. So Stockton taking on the Solano Mudcats. Mudcats leading 5-2 in the home half of inning number 4. Healdsburg taking on the Chico Lone Wolves. The Rockland Stonecutters taking on the Humboldt Crabs. And the Placer County Paleteros, who almost beat the Lincoln Potters last night, take on the Lincoln Potters tonight. So more importantly, a lengthy conversation. They're going to say he's safe, so puts runners at first and second. So 2 on, 1 out. We're on the top of 2. Here's the third baseman for the A's, Michael Gonzalez. Scoreless between the A's and the Rogues, and this is a big pitch and a big opportunity for Forrest Zelmer, trying to hit the reset button. You can still turn 2 to get out of the inning. Good crowd on hand for the second fireworks night of the season. Alrighty, Forrest Zelmer gets going, and the first pitch scores for a bunt, pulls it back is Gonzalez, misses inside, ball 1. A little bit of aggressiveness there by the A's, trying to play a little bit of small ball, less than 2 outs. Zelmer waits, checks on Hartley at second base, fires the 1-0 pitch, chopper to the right side, takes it as Bo Blake, throws over to second for 1, the throw to first base by Neugebauer, and the throw is in time! 4-6-3 twin killing. How about that for the Rogues defensively? 4-6-3, and the Rogues get out of the jam. No runs. 2 hits, no errors. We head to the home second right after this. 2 up for the Rogues, Jackson Rosenthal, Bo Blake, and Anthony Thomas Jr. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. After the game is over, are you looking for more Medford Rogues content? Plank Talk is the official podcast of the Medford Rogues. Hi, this is Brian Welch, the voice of your Rogues. Join me every week as we talk with the players, front office staff, and special guests along the way. Plank Talk drops every week during the season on the same channel you watch the Rogues. We will see you for Plank Talk. As always, go Rogues. Rogren CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogren CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogren CN Medford Airport at rogrencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Check out our newest location, our Take and Bake food trailer in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. Scoreless between Medford and Fresno on this Friday evening in the Rogue Valley. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. And how about this? A 4-6-3 twin killing to get out of the jam. And how about the Rogues defensively finding a way to face the adversity and getting a big double play. And right now in the home second, Jackson Rosenthal, Bo Blake, and Anthony Thomas Jr. will try to capitalize on that momentum. And they face Tyler Gonzalez for the first time this evening. Glacier blue skies overhead on this Friday evening in the Rogue Valley. Temperatures in the 80s, 84 degrees. It was kind of toasty during batting practice. Jackson Rosenthal had a huge hit off the bat from him last night. Probably the biggest moment of the game last night came from Jackson Rosenthal. He settles in. The tall lefty faces the righty Tyler Gonzalez. First pitch from Gonzalez. Fastball clips the outside corner. Strike 1. Rosenthal this season a .389 hitter. Has gone yard once. 4 runs batted in so far in 2026. Strike 1 pitch. Slider swing and a miss. Strike 2 a little bit early on it. And the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. (0-2) from Gonzalez. Chopper. Comebacker to Gonzalez. The pitcher underhands it over to first base in time for out number 1. 1-3 on the ground out for the first out of the inning. Bases empty, 1 out. We are in the home second. Here's the second baseman for the Rogues, Bo Blake. No score between Fresno and Medford. And right now, this Rogue squad trying to find a way to crack into the run column on this Friday evening. We talked about it a little bit last night. It just felt the offense was a little bit timid throughout the whole entire night, especially in those middle innings when it was dead even. It felt like it was a 10-round fist fight against the CCL Showcase. And the first pitch, fastball misses up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Bo Blake back in the lineup this evening, the Turlock native. 222 hitter so far in 2026. Ground ball to the left side, picked up by Gonzalez. Bobbles in, and he can attempt the throw over to first base. Bo Blake aboard. And let's see how they're going to score it. So officially, he reaches on an error, and that's a definite E5. Bo Blake aboard with a 1 out in the home second. 1 on, 1 out. We are in the bottom of 2. Here's Anthony Thomas Jr., the catcher tonight for the Rogues. Scoreless between Fresno and Medford on this Friday evening. Fireworks at the ballpark after the game. Rogue can definitely find a way to get some runs across. Anthony Thomas Jr., he's actually going to be interviewed. He was interviewed earlier today for KDRVs for a sports story. First offering from Tyler Gonzalez. First pitch misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Gonzalez works with that changeup, the slider, and the fastball. 3-pitch mix from the Sunbird from Fresno Pacific University. A D2 that will be a part of the CCAA. That's the same conference with Cal State Monterey Bay and Cal State San Bernardino. 1-0 pitch misses down and in with the fastball. 2 balls, no strikes. Jacob Seitz coaching at first base for the Rogues. Kevin Olmstead at third. Jacob Seitz' grandmother, Grandma Ellie, in attendance down the third base side. Jacob's mom in attendance as well. It's medium-sized lead for Bo Blake at first base. Throw over to first base by Tyler Gonzalez. Gets back to the bag, safely staying up, and the first baseman, Chekledge, has a quick conversation with Tyler Gonzalez. Heads back to his duty at first base. Anthony ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch. Fastball misses low. 3 balls, no strikes. Anthony Thomas Jr., a .211 hitter so far in 2026. Head 3-0. Gonzalez waits. And the pitch. 3-0. Fastball misses up and out. Ball 4. Anthony Thomas Jr. takes first. So 2 on, 1 out. We are in the home second. So after Jackson Rosenthal grounded out to the pitcher Gonzalez, Bo Blake reached on an error. Thomas Jr. drew a walk. And here's the right fielder for the Rogues, Diego Grambiel. And right now this Rogue squad trying to capitalize with runners in scoring position. Probably the first big opportunity for the Rogues to try to break the ice on this Friday evening. Santa Cruz native Diego Grabiel from Cabrillo College settles in for his first trip. First time facing Tyler Gonzalez this evening. McAnally, the second baseman, playing off the bag for the A's. First pitch. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Diego Grabiel this season a .333 hitter. Does have 3 runs batted in so far in 2026. One ball, no strikes. 2 balls and no strikes. That slider missed outside. More importantly, Diego Grabiel loves his pizza in Santa Cruz. He's talking about one of his favorite pizza spots. A couple of days ago during batting practice, 2-0 pitch. Ground ball pulled to the right side. McAnally gloves it, underhands it to second for 1. Rico throws it over to first, and the first baseman says he's out, says the first base umpire, Chris Bevan. So the Fresno A says we can turn 2 as well. 4-6-3 twin killing to close the book on the home half of inning number 2. We have played 2 in the Rogue Valley. No runs, no errors, no hits, 1 error. And we have played 2 in the Rogue Valley. Scoreless between Fresno and Medford. Game 1 of 3. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue CN Medford Airport at roguegreenscn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3 and 4 bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Good game brewing between the Fresno A's and the Medford Rogues. Top half of inning number 3 from Harry and David Field. Second fireworks game of 2026. And Forrest Zelmer faces 8-9-1 in the Fresno order. Landon McAnally leads off the inning, followed by Ryan Harness. And we go back to the top of the order with Scott Mitchell. The tall righty has 1 strikeout. His defense backing him up in the top half of inning number 2 of a 4-6-3 twin killing to get out of the jam with runners in scoring position. Tall righty Forrest Zelmer works on that first base side of the rubber. First pitch home. First pitch fastball fouled off left side. Strike 1. And to McAnally at the dish for the Fresno A's. From Valley City State, the Cheyenne, Wyoming native. Went to East High School. Actually pitched for the Vikings. Turns the bat a little bit. Shakes off the sign as Forrest. Infield playing deep around the horn for the Rogues, and the strike 1 pitch. Hits down the air, left field. Jonathan Walsh on the run, tracking it down is Jaden Neugebauer, trying to make the play in foul territory, and he can't make the grab, so it's a foul ball, so it's a long strike 2. And a good run by Jaden Neugebauer there, trying to make the play. Tumbled a little bit, but regardless, you like the hustle by the Rogues so far this evening. Quickly in the hole, 0-2 is Landon McAnally. Ryan Harness waits on deck for the Fresno A's. There's the scoreboard for you. My apologies. But more importantly, if you are the Rogues, you got to find a way to get. You got to find a little bit more. You got to find a little bit more. You got to get going. Got to get that confidence level. You have the confidence. You got to get the offense moving. Forrest Zelmer's done his part. Works on that third base side of the rubber now. No balls, 2 strikes. Hits it to the left side, takes it to Jaden Neugebauer, scoops it up, the throw to first base, and the throw is in time, says the first base umpire, Chris Bevan. 6-3 on the ground out for the first out of the inning. 1 down and the base is empty. Here's the 9-hitter for the Fresno A's, the center fielder Ryan Harness. No score between the A's and the Rogues. Top half of inning number 3 for the second fireworks game of 2026. We were talking a little bit about the history of the Fresno A's in previous innings. Since 2022, the A's have won not 1, but 3 times against the Rogues. And actually, strike 1, the first pitch, chops it foul, first base side. Now it's strike 1. It's Ryan Harness, the center fielder for the Fresno A's. Ryan Harness, the lefty, settles in. Behind, no balls and a strike. Dakota State University, strike 1 pitch. Misses up and out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fresno A's on a weekend series in this part of the month of June in 2022. Took 2 out of 3 from the Rogues. That was a weird series in the Rogue Valley. It was actually a torrential downpour that rained out the Friday night game, so they had to play 2 on Saturday. 1-1 pitch, slider, swing and a miss, strike 2. Good pitch by Forrest Zelmer. Harness behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was actually my first weekend calling games in the Rogue Valley for the Fresno A's. That was a big upset and a big turning point for the organization for the Fresno A's. Harness behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Infield playing deep around the horn. Time taken. Harness gets a swing. Now climbs right back in the batter's box once again. Right against left. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Forrest Zelmer this evening. 2 up and 2 down in the road to third. Bases empty, 2 outs. We go back to the top of the order for the Fresno A's. The right fielder Scott Mitchell, 0 for 1 so far, gets his second crack at Forrest Zelmer. More importantly, if you're the Rogues, you like what you've seen so far this evening. Forrest Zelmer, a lot more composure than that first start against the Seattle Studs, and he looked to have a lot of composure in that start against the Medford Mustangs. That did not count towards the standings and the stats. First pitch, and on the hands, fouls it off right side, strike 1. Mitchell tonight, 0 for 1 so far, grounded out to Bo Blake, the second baseman, for the first out of the first to get the evening going. More importantly, if you are the Rogues, just got to find a way to limit the base traffic for the Fresno A's. Strike 1 pitch. Slider misses down and out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scott Mitchell from Brea, California, the transfer by way of Diablo Valley College, good at JUCO in the state of California. Going to Metropolitan State, the Roadrunner. Waits for the 1-1 for the Matador from CSUN, Forrest Zelmer. Will Salihar, the center fielder, playing a couple of steps into left center. 1-1, misses downstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Got that splitter going for Forrest Zelmer. Forrest has the blonde hair. Trying to get out of this inning. We are on the road third. 2 balls and a strike. Fouls it off and hits Greg Jaquette and hits his mask off. The count goes square at 2. So the umpires will make sure Greg Jaquette is okay, and head coach Kevin Olmstead making sure he's okay as well. So it is a conversation just to make sure that his mask is okay. This pause the action is brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. For pizza to wings, even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix, Gold Hill, and our newest location in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. So currently, Brandon Dollarhide and Chris Bevan checking on home umpire Greg Jaquette. And there's Jace Berger, one of the bat boys for the Rogues. Gonna hand Greg a cup of water. Greg was behind the dish for Rowdy Ball, and yours truly was the bat boy and the ball boy for that. That was a blast working with Greg and the whole entire umpiring crew. Deuce is wild right now in the road third. Infield playing deep around the horn for the Rogues. Outfield playing deep. Will Salihar, the center fielder, playing a couple of steps into left center on this Friday evening. Wind blowing strongly into the ballpark, probably 10 to 15 miles per hour. You can definitely hear it on the crowd mic at some moments and on cue. Deuce is wild, and the pitch. Chopper, comebacker to Forrest Zelmer. Underhands the throw to first in time for out number 3. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. 1, 2, 3, go the A's. We head to the home half of inning number 3 right after this. Will Salihar, Jonathan Walsh, and Jaden Neugebauer due up for the Rogues. Scoreless on this Friday evening between Fresno and Medford. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier life plan community.
Beautiful Friday evening in the Rogue Valley. Scoreless between the Fresno A's and the Medford Rogues. 9-1-2 due up for the Rogues. Center fielder Will Salihar leads off the inning, followed by Jonathan Walsh and Jaden Neugebauer. No runs, one hit, no errors for the Rogues. Only base runner on. Actually, my apologies. Actually, the Rogues had 2 base runners on in the second. That was Bo Blake who reached on air. Anthony Thomas Jr. drew a walk, but was quickly taken out with the 4.63 twin killing during the Diego Grabiel bat. The only time the Rogues have actually had a hit was Jaden Neugebauer back in the home first. First pitch from Tyler Gonzalez. Registers for a strike on the outside corner of a fastball. No balls, 1 strike. Will Salihar at the dish. Back in the lineup. You know his mom and dad are listening. The Anthem, Arizona native, behind no balls and a strike. Strike one pitch, hits it in the air, left field going to his right is White trying to make the grab. Does he make the one-hand grab? And he does make the grab for out number 1. Salihar flies out for the first out of the inning, and that's a pretty tough play right there for the left fielder White. In the shade, in the shadows, near the track, got the grab. That's a good play by the A's outfielder. 1 out, the base is empty. We head back to the top of the order for the Rogues left fielder Jonathan Walsh. 0 for 1 so far this evening. Settles back in, facing Tyler Gonzalez. This is a big pitch up. This is a big at bat right now. You definitely feel there has to be a magical at bat to break the ice. First pitch, ground ball, right field, gobbled up by McAnally, the second baseman. The throw to first, and he spikes it into the dirt on the right side of the infield to see how the official scorekeeper will score it. Jonathan Walsh gets aboard with a 1-out infield single. McAnally had to go to his right, had to make the play, and he threw it, and he spiked it into the dirt. So a 1-out base runner on for the Rogues, 1 on, 1 out. Here's the Rogue shortstop, Jaden Neugebauer. No score between Fresno and Medford on this Friday evening. Jaden Neugebauer so far tonight, 1 for 1 so far. Medium-sized lead for Jonathan Walsh at first base. And the pitch. First pitch, fouls it off, left side, strike 1. Jaden Neugebauer singled in the first, was left stranded at first base. Chico native playing well at the shortstop position so far tonight. Jaden gets back in the box, behind no balls and 1 strike. Strike 1 pitch, runner goes, misses outside, the throw to second base, and the tag is not in time. Jonathan Walsh still second base. That's a big play right there, creating chaos on the base paths. And that eliminates the opportunity to turn 2. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jaden Neugebauer had to go to Chico for his siblings' graduation, high school graduation. He came back, and I was talking with him at the cages a little bit this week. I said, how do you get that mental approach back after taking a couple of days off and get back, put the feet into the fire? He said, I have to have the same approach that I had in college at Chico State, have a good swing. Trying to produce a good swing, waits for the 1-1 and the pitch. 1-1, fouls it off on his left foot. Strike 2.
Ouch.
Wind is still picking up at the ballpark. We might see it. It will be interesting to see how the wind will change throughout the whole entire evening. Jaden Neugebauer still trying to make sure that he's okay. Athletic trainer Rob steps out of the dugout, make sure he's okay, make sure Jaden's good to go, and he says yes. Behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is a big opportunity right now for the Rogues. Try to break this ice. Walsh at second base, the 1-2. Fastball misses outside. The count goes square. Arson Custer waits on deck. Two home. 2-2, chopper to the right side. McAnally takes on a hot, bobbles it, and escapes away from him. Rounding third, racing towards home is Jonathan Walsh, and he slides across home plate, and Jaden Neugebauer gets the scoring going for the Rogues. So it's an error and an RBI for Jaden Neugebauer. It's a 1-0 lead for Medford, and the Rogues break the ice on this Friday evening. Think about a big play, and that is a huge play right there for the Rogues. And right now, Larson Custer settles in for his second trip of the evening. Medford 1, Fresno 0. We are in the bottom of 3. First pitch, runner goes, fastball, finds the upper third, the throw to second base, and the tag is in time. So it's a stolen. Jaden Neugebauer caught stealing at second, but you like the aggressiveness right now by head coach Kevin Olmstead. And they are going to adjust that pitch calm for the A's. No balls and a strike to Larson Custer. 0 for 1 so far this evening. His girlfriend Elle listening. She's the best, as Larson says. Shout out to Elle listening back in Chinook, Kansas. No balls and a strike to Larson. Tyler Gonzalez waits. And the pitch. Strike one pitch in the air. Left field going back is White. The left fielder can't make the play. Escapes right past him. Rounding first. Might dig for 2 as Larson Custer. And he drops the anchor at second base. How about Larson Custer with a big 2-out double to extend the inning? That's a big hit off the bat for Larson Custer, and a guy who was hitting the ball well during batting practice makes contact. And right now the Rogues capitalizing once more. 1 on, 2 outs. We are in the bottom of 3. Medford 1, Fresno 0. Game 1 of this 3-game set. Here's Chris Ortiz swinging a new red and black bat. Talking with Chris Ortiz about that, talking about it's a new bat. He said, well, I've had it for a while. You can definitely see the wear and tear. All the stories that all these bats could tell would be a very fun story. First offering from Tyler Gonzalez. Fastball misses up and out. 1 ball, no strikes. Ortiz tonight 0 for 1 so far. Flew out to the right fielder Mitchell to close the book on the first. Harness, the center fielder, playing a couple of steps into left center for the A's. 1-0 pitch, roller towards short. Rico gloves it, the throw to first base, and the throw is going to be safe. It was the first baseman, Checkledge, who stepped off the first base bag. It's the second error committed in this inning by the Fresno A's, but more importantly, puts runners at the corners now, 2 outs. So it's going to be officially an E3. So the second out and the second error, and that's going to bring in a conversation with the head coach, Oscar Hinojosa, trying to stop the bleeding on this Friday evening. It is going to be a whole entire conversation with the whole entire infield. And right now, if you're just now tuning in on the Rogue Streaming Network, Will Salihar flew out to left field. Jonathan Walsh got a board of an infield single, got a stolen base. Jaden Neugebauer drove him in on an RBI, reached on an air when it was McAnally who fumbled it at second base. Larson Custer doubled to extend the inning. And Chris Ortiz finding a little bit of offense, trying to always have to go to first base. Especially a famous philosopher said, you always got to go to first base. You never know what might happen. And Chris Ortiz turning on the Jets gets to first base, and the first baseman Checkledge stepping off the bag gives him the green light. Runners at the corners now. Here's the Rogues first baseman Jackson Rosenthal. Medford 1, Fresno 0. We are on the bottom of 3. Jackson Rosenthal with an RBI opportunity of runners at the corners. First pitch. Slider misses, finds the outer corner, strike 1. Rosenthal this season does have 4 runs batted in so far. Tyler Gonzalez glances at first base, medium sides lead for Chris Ortiz, dances around a bit, the strike 1 pitch. Fouls it off, left side, and the hole 0-2 is Rosenthal. Rosenthal tonight 0 for 1 so far. Grounded out to the pitcher Gonzalez to begin the second. 1 run on 2 hits, 2 errors in this inning. Stars and stripes blowing softly into the ballpark now. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 0-2. Liner foul down the first base side. We'll do it again. Custer at third, Ortiz at first base. No balls, 2 strikes. The tall righty Gonzalez works on the first base side of the rubber and delivers. 0-2, line drive, left field, base hit. 1 runs in. RBI single for Jackson Rosenthal. It's a 2-spot put up by the Rogues. Gonzalez, the third baseman, had a lunge for it, but it escaped in the left field, and right now the Rogues cooking something up in the home half of inning number 3. So runners at first and second, 2 outs. We are on the bottom of 3. Here's second baseman Bo Blake, the Turlock, California native, goes to work. We were talking a little bit about Tyler Soderstrom at the batting cages this afternoon. First pitch from Tyler Gonzalez. Slider misses down and out. 1 ball, no strikes. Bo Blake reached on an air back in the second, got the second base, but was left stranded there. Well, he was left stranded during that 4-6-3 twin killing. But right now, Rogues cooking something up. 4 runs on 2 hits in this inning. On the game so far, 2 runs have come across in this frame. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball, chops it foul, third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two runs across on 3 hits. This is a big pitch up coming right now for Tyler Gonzalez. The water's starting to boil up on him. Ortiz at second, Rosenthal at first. The 1-1 fouled off to the screen. Strike 2. Anthony Thomas Jr. waits on deck for Medford. Infield's starting to shade a bit to the left for the A's. Rico, the shortstop, playing on the lip. Now in left center, shallow left center. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gonzalez checks on Ortiz at second base and fires the 1-2 home. Ground ball to left side, goes to his right as Rico can't make the play, and it somehow spikes up in the left field. Chris Ortiz trucks home, and he scores standing up. Bo Blake drives in the 3rd run of the inning. It's a 3-0 lead for Medford. All of 2 outs in the inning, and how about the Rogues so far tonight capitalizing? They are going to say a hit, so an RBI single from Bo Blake. Puts runners at first and second. 3 runs across in the frame. And Medford right now cooking something up. We talked about that opportunity. Had to take 1 play to get the offense moving, and how about this inning right now? Currently a 3-spot put up by Medford. Here's Anthony Thomas Jr., the catcher for the Rogues tonight. Tyler Gonzalez trying to salvage the inning. First pitch, fouls it off. Strike 1. And it has been that type of evening so far. You think about but when, so to speak. Rogues have been pretty aggressive so far tonight. You can definitely feel the aggression. Rogues want to try to make a statement. This is a big barometer test. Kevin Olmstead touched on this in our one-on-one conversation. You're going to be in weekends like this when you're in Pacific Empire League play, when you're playing the Lincoln Potters and the Humboldt Crabs and the Healdsburg Prune Packers. Strike 1 pitch. Misses up and out. 1 ball, 1 strike. So there has to be, you have to find that aggression. You have to find that way to keep it serious and be able to find the right time, the right moment to capitalize. 3 runs already across in this inning. Runners at first and second. Rosenthal at second base. Blake at first. The 1-1 home. 1-1 misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Thomas Jr. tonight drew a walk and was forced out during the 4-6-3 twin killing. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. 2-1 hits it in the air. Foul down the third base side. Strike 2. How about this Rogue squad tonight? Finding ways to capitalize on the misfortune of the A's defense. Rosenthal at second base, Bo Blake at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 2-2, misses low, and the count fills. Diego Grabiel waits on deck for Medford. We are in the bottom of 3 for the second fireworks game of 2026. Three and 2 home. 3-2, ground ball, and it goes foul just right of the line down that first base side. Sharply hit by Anthony Thomas Jr. We'll do it again. Nobody active in that Fresno A's bullpen just yet. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Trying to extend the inning. Runners at first and second, and the pitch. 3-2, misses inside ball 4. Anthony Thomas Jr. takes first. 2-out walk, loads the bases. Question is, who are the A's? Do you have the trust to keep Gonzalez in? Diego Grabiel for 1 so far this evening. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Medford 3, Fresno nothing. Right now, Medford trying to capitalize. First pitch clips the upper third, strike 1. The 9th batter in this inning. Salihar, who led off the inning, waits on deck. No balls and a strike. Rogues cover all the bags. Strike 1 pitch, grounded to the left side. Rico gloves it. The speed to this bag at second, and he steps on the square in time for out number 3. And the inning comes to a close, but the Rogues put up a 3 spot in the inning. 3 runs come across on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. 2 errors committed by the A's, and we have played 3 in the Rogue Valley. Medford 3, Fresno nothing. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
Medford 3, Fresno nothing. Top half of inning number 4 from Harry and David Field. Brian What's with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the A's. Ned Checkledge leads off the inning, followed by Grant Kinsel and Brady White. Forrest Zelmer begins his 4th inning on the hill, and open umpire Greg Jaquette is waiting for Rowdy, the mascot, to get back out of the field of play, and he goes back up the stairs. About ready for the top half of inning number 4. It's been a very fun one so far. Medford putting up a 3 spot in the home half of the 3rd. This is a big inning right now for Forrest Zelmer. You heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead touch on this. You might see 4 or 5 innings from Forrest, so this inning's very important for him to keep himself going. First pitch fastball misses outside, ball 1. And Checkledge tonight 0 for 1 so far. Ortiz playing off the bag at third base for the Rogues. Outfield playing deep and straight away. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0, fouls it off left side. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That one's just a bit foul.
Checkledge from Mid-American Christian University, the Canadian as well, transfer by way of the College of the Sequoias. It's in my neck of the woods and also the Fresno A's neck of the woods. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball misses outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Today was the first day of the College World Series in Omaha. Rooting for Troy this evening, or earlier today. That was a crazy game against West Virginia. How about that North Carolina Ole Miss game? Excited from the broadcaster perspective for Barry McKnight, voice of the Troy Trojans, Facebook friend of mine. 2 balls and a strike to the lefty, Checkledge. Pitch from Forrest. And on the hands, goes to the left side, takes it as Ortiz, a third base, and the throw to first, and it sails over the head of Jackson Rosenthal, going to second base is Checkledge, and the throw is going to be late, but Checkledge gets aboard via an error to lead off the 4th. It was a weird hop off the bat for Chris Ortiz. He threw it over to first base, but it sailed over the head of the first baseman, Jackson Rosenthal. So that results in an extra base for the A's. But more importantly, we like the hustle there by Chris Ortiz, but more, he got to find a way to get that out. Just got to find a way to get that out. But more importantly, Forrest Zelmer faced a little bit of adversity right now. It's starting to pick up 10 to 15 miles per hour on this Friday evening. Will Salihar, the center fielder, playing a couple of steps into left center. 1 on, 2 outs. They are going to say that is an error officially. Here's a righty for the A's, the DH man, Grant Kinsel. 0 for 1 so far tonight. First pitch. Up and in, has to lean out of the, has to scrunch down. 1 ball, no strikes. Kinsel this evening struck out to close the book on the first inning. 1 of 2 strikeout victims for Forrest Zelmer tonight. It's gotta have some confidence. You gotta throw strikes, and we always talk about. We're gonna have Nick Berger on for episode 8 of Plink Talk. 1-0 pitch, ground ball, right field, base hit, rounding third, racing towards home is Checkledge, and the relay throw is not in time. He slides across the plate as Checkledge. It's an RBI single for the 3-hitter for the Fresno A's, Grant Kinsel. It's a 3-1 lead for Medford. A's not going away quietly in the top half of the 4th. 1 on, nobody out. Medford 3, Fresno nothing. Here's the cleanup hitter, the left fielder, Brady White for the A's.
Now batting the left fielder, number 44, Brady White.
All right, now we talked about it. Forrest Zelmer might have 4 innings on the hill tonight. Kevin Olmstead and company wanted to get 5. It's got to face the adversity. You can still turn 2 to get the first 2 outs of the inning. First pitch. Scores for a bunt. Misses outside. Ball 1. Ethan Winter calls the offense for the A's at first base. Salihar creeping in just a little bit from center field. 1-0. 1-0. Gets a piece of it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Talked about a little bit about Bobby White in his first AB. Chico native. Good friends of Jaden Neugebauer. Played for Chico State in the spring. Appeared in 17 games for Chico State. The one thing that he can play well besides baseball is play the game, name that tune. Small lead for Kinsel at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1, swing and a miss on the slider. Nasty pitch there by Forrest Zelmer. And that's been his favorite pitch so far with his time in the Rogue Valley. Had 1 ball and 2 strikes. Crucial pitch upcoming in this at-bat right now. Just gotta get that first out to keep the confidence going if you're Forrest. One and 2. Misses outside on the fastball. The count goes square. You can play Name That Tune. Nick Bergeron can do a pretty good job of playing Name That Tune. We were talking about that during batting practice, the pitching coach for the Rogues. Counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. 2-2, fouls it off. Third base side will do it again. Nick Berger was talking about that, playing Name That Tune with all people, Larry Lee. Head coach of Cal Poly, once upon a time was the head coach of the Cuesta College Cougars in San Luis Obispo. Nick Berger, pitching coach for the Rogues, played there way back in the day, and they would play Name That Tune on the van rides to games. Throw over to first base, chases back the runner Grant Kinsel. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good battle brewing between White and Zelmer. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2, slider, swing and a miss, strike 3. Third punch out so far for Forrest Zelmer this evening. That's a nasty pitch. He wins the battle. And a crucial first out recorded. 1 on, 1 out. We are in the road to 4th. Medford 3, Fresno 1. Here's the 5-hitter, the catcher for the Fresno A's, Jordan Hartley. 0 for 1 so far this evening. Forrest Zelmer works from that first base side of the rubber. First pitch, fastball elevated. 1 ball, no strikes. Hartley reached on a fielder's choice in the second, got the second base. Was left stranded there. Had 1 ball and no strikes as Hartley. The pitch, ground ball to the right side, bobbled by Jackson Rosenthal, and he recovers, steps on the pillow in time at first base for out number 2. 3 unassisted for the second out of the inning. That advances Kinsel to second base. So 1 on, 2 outs. We are in the road to 4th. 3-1 lead for the Medford Rogues against the Fresno A's. Here's the A's shortstop, Caleb Rico. Shadow starting to appear on this Friday evening. A little bit in left center, mostly 25% of it in left center as well, left and left center. Jackson Rosenthal playing off the bag at first base. Will Salihar, the center fielder, playing a couple of paces into center, left center field. First pitch instead thrown over to second base to try to get Kinsel out. Gets back to the bag with a head first slide. Caleb Rico this evening, 1 for 1 so far. First pitch, breaking ball, misses inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Rico singled in the second, but was forced out at second base during that 4-6-3 twin killing. Time taken by the base runner Grant Kinsel at second base. Climbs back on the rubber is Forrest Zelmer. Now sets up on that third base side of the rubber. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch, fastball, chops it, foul, third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ned Chetledge led off the inning for the A's. Got aboard via an error. RBI single from Grant Kinsel drove in the first run of the evening for the A's. Brady White struck out. Jordan Hartley grounded out to the first baseman Jackson Rosenthal. Caleb Rico trying to preserve this inning for the A's. Ball and a strike. Pitch locates on the outside corner, strike 2 with that splitter. Splitter's been pretty fun to watch so far by Forrest. Very lively crowd at the ballpark on this Friday evening. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2, misses low, check swing. No swing, says the first base umpire Chris Bevan. And the count goes square. Deuce is wild now in the road to 4th. Michael Gonzalez waits on deck for the Fresno A's. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. 2-2, ground ball to the right side. Bo Blake charges in, the throw over to first base in time for out number 3. 4-3 on the ground out for the third and final out of the inning. And the inning comes to a close. 1 run comes across on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. Grant Kinsel left on at second base. We head to the home fourth right after this. 2 up for the Rogues. Will Salihar, Jonathan Walsh, and Jaden Neugebauer. It's a 3-1 lead for the Rogues on this Fireworks Friday night in the Rogue Valley. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3 and 4 bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Medford 3, Fresno 1, home half of inning number 4 from Harry and David Field. Second fireworks show of 2026. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. Medford scoring 3 runs in the home half of inning number 3. Fresno tacking on 1 run at the top of this inning. And for the second straight inning, Will Salihar leads off the inning, the center fielder for Medford, followed by Jonathan Walsh and Jaden Neugebauer. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Rogues. 1 run, 3 hits, 3 errors for Fresno. 2 errors were tacked on in that home half inning number 3. And Will Salihar, the Anthem, Arizona native, settles in for his second trip of the evening. First pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Will Salihar, the Anthem, Arizona native, I know that his mom and dad are listening back home in the Valley of the Sun, where the temperatures are probably very scorching today. Strike 1 pitch, misses down and out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Where the Fresno A's are located at, in Fresno, California, the high today in Central California was 105. Think about that. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 misses outside at 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, Salihar, the center fielder tonight for the Rogues. 0 for 1 so far. Flew out to left field to the left fielder White with a great grab by him for the first out of the third. Head 2-1 rather. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2, and the count goes square. Two and 2. 2-2, line drive, right field, base hit. Will Salihar aboard with a leadoff single. And that's a big hit off the bat for Will Salihar. A leadoff single to begin the home half of inning number 4. It's a 3-1 lead for the Rogues against the Fresno A's. We go back to the top of the order with the Rogues left fielder, Jonathan Walsh. First time this evening the Rogues got the leadoff base runner on in game 1 of this 3-game set. Here's Jonathan Walsh. 1 for 2 so far tonight. I know that Alex and Scout are listening back home in the Volunteer State of Dover, Tennessee. Also, Jonathan's mom and dad listening as well. First pitch misses downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Jonathan Walsh popped out to the shortstop Rico in the first. Had an infield single and scored in the third. Glances over at first base is Tyler Gonzalez, the starter for the Fresno A's. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner goes. Fastball misses downstairs. And the catcher, Hartley, does not know where the ball went, but the ball scooted down the third base side. So a stolen base for Will Salihar. Puts the Rogues in scoring position, eliminates the opportunity to turn 2. A runner only 180 feet away from scoring. 2 balls and no strikes for Will Salihar. Harness, the center fielder, playing a couple of paces into left center. Had 2 balls and no strikes as Jonathan. 2-0. Clips that upper third. 2 balls, 1 strike. First baseman Checkledge on the grass and on that first base side, fouls it off to the right side as Jonathan Walsh, and the count goes square. Rogues plating 3 runs in that home third. You like what you did with the Rogues offense. You just definitely like how the Rogues have handled their business so far. Kind of a slow start in that first and second. Rogues right now trying to tack on a couple more runs. Two balls, 2 strikes. Gonzalez checks on Salihar at second base. The 2-2 hits down the air, flares it at right field. Going to his left is Mitchell. Mitchell kind of make the diving grab. He does indeed. Tagging from second, going to third is Will Salihar, and he speeds to third base. So it's a first out of the inning for the Rogues offensively. Jonathan Walsh flies out to right field. 1 on, 1 out. We are in the bottom of 4. Here's the shortstop for the Rogues, Jaden Neugebauer. Medford 3, Fresno 1. Game 1 of this 3-game set in the Rogue Valley. The question is, if you are Jaden Neugebauer, you have an RBI and have an air on the air, and also he has that single. Game of baseball dictates you might have to trade it out for a run. Infield closes in for the Fresno A's. First offering. Fastball, swing and foul, swings and misses at it. Strike 1. Ball got away from the catcher, Hartley. Well, Salihar speedy enough on the base paths. You give him the green light, he'll definitely take it. Strike 1 pitch. Scores for a bunt is Neugebauer. That misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Upcoming on the awesome pool guy 5th inning. Rogues moving along pretty good on this Friday evening. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1, fouls it off behind the dish, out of play. Strike 2.
That one's just a bit foul.
Jaden Neugebauer gets out of the box. Climbs back in. Tyler Gonzalez has been working on that from that first base side of the rubber all throughout the whole entire evening. Neugebauer behind 1-2. 1-2 hits it in the air, sky high into right center field, charging in his harness. That's going to drop right in front of the right fielder Mitchell, and scoring from third easily as Will Salihar. It's a bloop RBI single for Jaden Neugebauer, and right now the Rogues capitalizing 4-1 Medford. It wasn't pretty, it just parachuted in the right center. Harness and Mitchell had trouble reading the ball, but regardless, Medford gets their 4th run across this evening, first in this inning. So 1 on, 1 out. We are in the bottom of 4. Here's the Rogues DH man, Larson Custer. Tyler Gonzalez checks on Jaden Neugebauer at first base. First pitch escapes away from the catcher Hartley, and Jaden Neugebauer scampers towards second base to eliminate the opportunity to turn 2. So a little bit of wildness by Tyler Gonzalez. The Rogues back in business once again. It has not been the outing that Tyler Gonzalez dreamed about. The Sunbird from Fresno Pacific University from Buchanan High School in one of the suburbs of Fresno, just east of Fresno. A perennial power in the Valley. You know their assistant coach really well. Brian Marsubian, former Fresno State Diamond Dog. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0. Clips that top third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cannon plays their league games in the track. Clovis High School, Clovis East, Clovis West, Central East High School. It's the best Athletic Conference in the Valley. 1-1, chopper foul, first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Larson Custer tonight, 1 for 2 so far, doubled and scored in the third, flew out to the right fielder Mitchell in the first. Wind blowing into left field, probably 5 to 7 miles per hour. Neugebauer at second base, the 1-2, chopper, first base side, Checkledge takes it, speeds to the bag, and steps on the bag in time for out number 2. So 3 unassisted for the first out, for the second out of the inning. 1 on, 2 outs. We are in the bottom of 4. Jaden Neugebauer scooting himself over to third base, putting a big RBI opportunity for Chris Ortiz now. Medford leading 4-1 against the Fresno A's. Game 1 of this 3-game set. Chris Ortiz reached on base back in his last at-bat. This is a big inning right now for the Rogues. Talk about separating yourself. Put up a 3 spot in the third, have 1 run already cross in this inning. Jaden Neugebauer at third base. First pitch, fouls it off, first base side, strike 1. Chris Ortiz tonight flew out to right field in the first to Mitchell, reached on an error and scored in the third.
Everybody clap your hands.
Strike 1 pitch. Slider misses down and out. 1 ball, 1 strike. We had it to be the 5th inning. That means the awesome pool guy 5th inning. Special thanks to Spencer Scott for sponsoring that this year. Ball and a strike from Gonzalez. 1-1, misses up and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jackson Rosenthal waits on deck for the Rogues. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error this evening. Shadows starting to appear, especially in left field. 2-1. Swing and a miss early on the swing is Chris with that curveball. Now deuces wild for Chris Ortiz, a guy who has not had a chocolate chip cookie since Monday. We talked about chocolate chip cookies being Chris Ortiz's kryptonite. 2-2. Down and out. The count fills. Has not had a cookie this week. Guy who loves eating the cookie tote from McDonald's. A big chocolate chip cookie guy. Just likes eating them. Originated from his mom making chocolate chip cookies for him when he was growing up. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch. 3-2, and off the end of the hands of the third base side. Gonzalez picks it up on the run. The throw to first base in time for out number 3, and the inning comes to a close. 5-3 on the ground out. 1 run comes across on it, 2 hits, no errors, and the Rogues leave 1 on. Jaden Neugebauer left on at third base. We have played 4 in the Rogue Valley. Medford 4, Fresno 1. Awesome Pool Guy 5th inning coming up right after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. After the game is over, are you looking for more Medford Rogues content? Plank Talk is the official podcast of the Medford Rogues. Hi, this is Brian Welch, the voice of your Rogues. Join me every week as we talk with the players, front office staff, and special guests along the way. Plank Talk drops every week during the season on the same channel you watch the Rogues. We will see you for Plank Talk. As always, go Rogues. Rogreen CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogreen CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogreen CN Medford Airport at rogreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Check out our newest location, our Take and Bake food trailer in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. Medford 4, Fresno 1, top half of inning number 5 from Harry and David Fiddle. 5th inning means it is the Ossipulgai 5th inning. The 5th inning is brought to you by the Ossipulgai. Need to replace your vinyl pull liner? Call the Ossipulgai CCB 255-795. 5th inning on the hill for the starter. Forrest Zelmer faces the bottom of the order for the Fresno A's. 7-8-9. Michael Gonzalez leads off the inning, followed by Landon McAnally and Ryan Harness. 3-run lead for the Rogues on this fireworks night in the Rogue Valley. First offering from Forrest. Fastball right to the first base. Escapes away from Jackson Rosenthal. Will try to recover it, but he can't attempt the throw, so Michael Gonzalez leads off the inning with that single. Infield single. They are going to say no error. It is 1 on, 1 out. No, 1 on, nobody out. We are on the top half of inning number 5. The Ossipulgai 5th inning. Nolan Donovan takes over at third base for Chris Ortiz. Here's the second baseman for the A's, and Landon McAnally, 0 for 1 so far.
Second baseman, number 40, Landon McAnally.
So now it was Michael Gonzalez being checked on by the coaching staff for the A's. So it is going to be a new pinch. It'll be a pinch runner in there now. Pinch runner for the A's. Can't see who the base runner is. They're going to say it is a new runner at first base. Actually, it was Gonzalez who was injured or had to be taken out of the game. That looks like Angel Mejia, high school senior, who'll be playing his baseball. Angel Mejia, pinch runs for Gonzalez. A's coaching staff spoke very highly of him. Had lunch with the A's coaching staff a little bit today. Rob, the athletic trainer, making sure he's okay. With Michael Gonzalez. The off base runner on. So it is Gonzalez. Going to be checked out by the athletic trainer, Rob. They'll head into that dugout on that first base side. First pitch squares for a bunt and fouls it off is the second baseman, Landon McAnally. Strike 1. McAnally tonight 0 for 1 so far. We are in the top half of the 5th. 4-1 lead for the Rogues against the Fresno A's. Forrest Zelmer works on that first base side of the rubber. Medium-sized lead for Angel Mejia. Forrest glances at first base. Big lead for Mejia at first. Throws it over to first base. A lunging headfirst slide by Mejia. Coaching staff spoke very highly of Mejia at lunch today and also in our conversations leading up to the broadcast. Guy's going to have a lot of potential when he suits up for the Roadrunners in 2027. Think about this Big West connection. CSUN Matador on the hill. Future Roadrunner, Cal State Bakersfield at first base. Strike 1 pitch scores for a bunt. Gets down the first base side is McAnally. Forrest Elmer underhands it over to first base. In time, good play. And that advances Mejia to second base. So McAnally gets out on the sack bunt. Officially 1-3 on the scoring. So 1 on, 1 out. Runner at second base. They're going to say it is our now head coach Kevin Olmstead gets out of the dugout. Oscar Hinojosa joins the fray. So the question is, no one knows what's going on right now. So Oscar Hinojosa talking with the home plate umpire Greg Jaquette. Forrest Zelmer is still on the hill. So now Oscar Hinojosa talking with the umpiring crew, kind of unsure what's going on with the conversation. So after this pause in the action, we are brought to you by Figaro's Pizza, from pizza to wings and even calzones. Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix, Gold Hill, and our newest location in Eagle Point, locally owned and operated, and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. So the question is, Kevin Olmstead going to get the conversation and the explanation from Brandon Dollarhide. So, unsure what's going on at the moment. So they're going to say, so McAnally gets back to first base. So, craziness. They're going to say 1 ball and no strikes now. So is that a balk? So Kevin Olmstead gets a quick explanation from Jaquette. And we go back to work, so they're going to say no balls and a strike now. They're saying it might have been fouled off his foot. It makes a lot more sense now. So McAnally at the dish, behind no balls and a strike. Scores for a bunt, and it goes foul third base side quickly in the hole 0-2. So kind of a little bit of craziness. McAnally thought he bunted his got with the bunt. But he advanced Mejia to second base. So, more importantly, so the question is, what just happened? No balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. 0-2, fouls it off, first base side. A little bit of craziness on this Friday evening in the Rogue Valley. We'll get an explanation during the commercial break. But regardless, Medford trying to slow down the Fresno A's. The A's with a runner in scoring position. McAnally grounded out to the shortstop. Neugebauer back in the third to lead off the inning. In the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and it fouls it off. It actually got off the catching protector of Anthony Thomas Jr. will still do it again. No balls and 2 strikes. So Greg Jaquette talking with Forrest Zelmer. We continue again. We are in the top half of the 5th. We are in the Ossipulkai 5th inning. Mejia at second base, the pinch runner for Gonzalez. Medium-sized lead. Second baseman Bo Blake on the lip in right center. Wind blowing into the ballpark. No balls. 2 strikes and the pitch. 0-2, fastball. Cold strike 3 on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch by Forrest Zelmer. The Fresno dugout not happy about that call. And that is the 3rd strikeout of the evening for Forrest Zelmer. You like that pitching by the Matador from CSUN. So that is the first out of the inning. Runner at second base, that's Mejia. 1-on-1 out. Here's center fielder Ryan Harness. Left fielder, lefty for the Fresno A's, playing in center field tonight. That's at second base is Zelmer. First pitch popped up, third base side, foul territory. Nolan Donovan, the new third baseman, replacing Chris Ortiz, gives chase, and it goes out of play for a long strike 1. Shadows starting to form on this Thursday evening, on this Friday evening rather. Feels like a Friday. It is a Friday. Whole entire left field is blanketed with the shade and the shadows. No balls, 1 strike. Breaking ball misses up and out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Harness so far this evening 0 for 1. One. Breaking ball, pours in for a strike on the top third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zelmer ahead, trying to get that 4th strikeout of the evening. Runner at second base. Mejia with a big lead. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the pitch. 1-2, hits it in the air, foul down that first base side, giving chase to Anthony Thomas Jr. It lands on the first base side in the general admission seating. We'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Harness trying to get aboard. Has not gotten aboard yet. Still behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 from Forrest. Foul. It's a fair ball, gobbled up by Jackson Rosenthal. It speeds to the pillow, and he steps on the bag in time for out number 2. 3 unassisted for the second out of the inning. That ball was trailing foul, but it stayed down that first base side and advances Mejia to third base, so it is a runner in scoring position once again for the Fresno A's. 1 on, 2 outs. We head back to the top of the order for the A's right fielder Scott Mitchell. 4-1 Medford. We are in the road 5th. First pitch, chopper to Jackson Rosenthal, bobbles it, steps on the square in time at first base, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Angel Mejia left on at first base. Forrest Zelmer works around the leadoff man, and we head to the home half of the 5th right after this. Due up for the Rogues, Jackson Rosenthal, Bo Blake, and Anthony Thomas Jr. Medford 4, Fresno 1 on the second fireworks game of 2026. Keep it locked in here on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Home half of inning number 5 from Harry and David Field. 4-1 in Medford against the Fresno A's. Brian Woods back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Rogues. Jackson Rosenthal leads off the inning, followed by Bo Blake and Anthony Thomas Jr. facing Tyler Gonzalez, starter for the Fresno A's. Tyler Gonzalez so far this evening, 4 innings on the hill, 7 hits, 4 runs. And has not recorded a strikeout yet. Faces Jackson Rosenthal for the third time this evening. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Misses outside, 2 balls, no strikes. We did get some clarification on that crazy transaction. It was actually a balk called during that at-bat. 2-0 pitch, misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes. No. Fastball clips the outside third. 3 balls, 1 strike. Rosenthal this evening grounded out to the pitcher Gonzalez to lead off the second. RBI singled in the third. Part of that got one of those 3 runs across. 3-1 pitch. Fastball lasers in on the outside corner, and the count fills. Tyler Gonzalez is behind 3 balls and no strikes, and now has ran the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Jackson Rosenthal. 3-2, swing and a miss on the curveball, and Jackson Rosenthal down on strikes. And that's the first strikeout for Tyler Gonzalez this evening. 1 out and the base is empty. Here's the Rogues second baseman, Bo Blake. It's a 4-1 lead for Medford in this first game of this 3-game set. Bo Blake, 1 for 1 with an error. Settles in for his 3rd trip of the evening, and also facing Tyler Gonzalez for the 3rd time so far tonight. First offering from the righty, who works on that first base side of the rubber. First pitch, misses inside of the slider. 1 ball, no strikes. Bo Blake reached on an error in the 2nd. Got the second base, was left stranded there. Bo Blake with an RBI single in the 3rd. Comebacker right to Gonzalez. A lollipop throw to first base in time for out number 2. 1-3 on the ground out for the 2nd out of the inning. 2 up and 2 down in the home 5th. Here's the Rogues catcher, Anthony Thomas Jr. Rogues right now going in reverse on this Friday evening. Medford 4, Fresno 1. Anthony Thomas Jr. trying to find a way to get it back into kind of get this car going forward. And the Rogues right now have the momentum. 3 runs in the 3rd, 1 run in the 4th. First pitch. Strike 1 pitch, and he's hit by the pitch. So Anthony Thomas Jr. extends the inning with a hit by pitch. 1 on, 2 outs. We are in the bottom of 5. Here's the right footer, Diego Grabiel. We're also in the Asa Pool Guy 5th inning. Anthony Thomas Jr. at first base. Diego Grabiel at the dish for his 3rd at-bat of the evening. 0-for-2 so far tonight. Medford 4, Fresno 1. And the first pitch. Fastball lasers in on the inside corner. Strike 1. Diego Grabiel grounded into a 4-6-3 twin killing to close the book on the 2nd. Grounded out to force Anthony Thomas Jr. at second base to close the book on the 3rd. Strike 1 pitch. Line drive, left field, a base hit for Grabiel. Station the station go the Rogues. Runners on at 1st and 2nd. Thomas Jr. hit by a pitch to extend the inning. Diego Grabiel singles, so it puts 2 on, 2 outs. Here's the center fielder for the Rogues, Will Salihar. Medford 4, Fresno 1. And Will Salihar with an opportunity to turn this, make this game interesting. 1 for 2 so far tonight. Salihar has 1 run batted in so far this evening. Runners at 1st and 2nd, 2 outs. Perfect evening at the ballpark for the 2nd fireworks game of 2026. And the first pitch. First pitch hits down in the air, right center field. Chasing it is Mitchell, the right fielder, and he makes the one-hand grab for out number 3. And the inning comes to a close. Salihar put a charge into that one, but Mitchell tracks it down, and the inning comes to a close. No runs, a hit, no errors. Rogues leave 2 on. Anthony Thomas Jr. left on at second base. Diego Grabiel left on at 1st. We have played 5 in the Rogue Valley. That's wrapped up the Asa Pool Guy 5th inning. Medford 4, Fresno 1. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier life plan community.
Doing an auction of these pink jerseys.
Top half of inning number 6 from Harry and David Field. Medford 4, Fresno 1. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. New pitcher on the hill for the Medford Rogues. Preston Daniels gets his first appearance in 2026, taking over the reins from the starter Forrest Zelmer. This pitching change brought to you by our good friends at KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Final line score for Forrest Zelmer this evening: 5 innings on the hill, 4 hits, 1 run, struck out 4 Fresno A's batters, and he did not walk a single A's batter during that time on the hill. And Preston Daniels gets his first relief appearance in 2026. The family is in town. The young man from Crescent City, California, gets ready to go to work. Last year, Preston Daniels had 6 games on the hill, 5 2/3 innings, had actually 8 strikeouts, 4 walks, earned an average of 6.35. And he faces 2, 3, and 4 in the order for the Fresno A's. Ned Checkledge leads off the inning, followed by Grant Kinsel and Brady White. And this has been a very interesting game so far. Rogues tacked on 3 runs in the home half of inning number 3. Fresno put a run across in the top of the 4th. Medford answered back with a run of their own in the bottom half of inning number 4. And it is Checkledge who goes to work for his 3rd at-bat of the evening. First pitch, hits down the air, left center field. That's going to drop down for a hit. Lead-off single for Ned Checkledge in the top half of inning number 6. So the first pitch he sees, he gets a huge single. 1 on, nobody out. Here's the 3-hitter, the DH man for the A's, Grant Kinsel. 1 for 2 so far this evening. Medford 4, Fresno 1, game 1 of this 3-game set. And we did get that confirmed. It was a balk called an inning ago during when Forrest Zelmer was on the hill, actually in the 5th inning. Preston Daniels glances at first base. Checkledge with a small lead. Throws it over to first, and the tag is in time! Checkledge caught at first base, could not get back to the bag, and that's a crucial first out, and a great read by Preston Daniels. How about that play for the first out of the inning? Base is empty, 1 out. The first pitch has not been thrown yet to the DH man, Grant Kinsel. 1 for 2 so far. First pitch, fastball misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Kinsel struck out in the first strikeout victim for Forrest Zelmer tonight. Got aboard with an RBI single, driving the lone run for the A's. 1-0, breaking ball, finds the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Was left stranded at second base in the 4th. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1, jumps out of the way of that one. That curveball, 2 balls, 1 strike. Two and 1. Fastball tots the outside corner, and the count goes square. Two, swing and a miss. Got the piece of it, and tagging him is Anthony Thomas Jr. Grant Kinsel strikes out for the 2nd out of the inning. First strikeout for Preston Daniels and his Rogues season debut. 2 outs, the base is empty. Here's the cleanup hitter for the Fresno A's, left fielder Brady White. 1 for 2 so far. Perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Brady White provides some offense for the A's in the top of the 2nd. First offering for Preston Daniels. First pitch, slider finds the outside corner, strike 1. Preston Daniels just wrapped up his first year at Lynn Benton Community College. Talked about that college baseball is a definite learning curve. Strike 1 pitch. Downstairs, actually did swing on it, says Red Jaquette. And Brady White's in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. White doubled in the 2nd, was forced out at 3rd base. Struck out in the 4th. He's 1 for 2 so far, steps out of the batter's box. Preston Daniels works from that first base side of the rubber. Infield playing deep around the horn. Will Salihar playing a couple of steps in to left center. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Fouls it off in on the hands, the left side. We'll do it again. A's have had their opportunities to get runners across, but gets caught getting back to the bag at first base with Checkledge. Definitely threw the momentum out of whack. The Chico native trying to change the game. Brady White, no balls, 2 strikes, and the delivery. 0-2, fouls it off again, left side. We'll do it again. What an evening we've seen so far. Preston Daniels, he's all grown up. What a difference a year makes. He's had his moments last season, trying to get the first inning in 2026. Breaking ball misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good frame job by Anthony Thomas Jr. Infield playing deep around the horn for the Rogues, and you like what you're seeing from Medford on this pitching staff. 1-2 home. 1-2, and on the hands, fouls it off. First base side, and White fouls it off on his foot. First base coach Ethan Winter will make sure he's okay. Preston Daniels being able to learn from the tutelage of Nick Berger, new pitching coach of the Rogues, and talking about that mentality, throwing strike 1. Seems simple, but it's a big part of what this Rogues pitching staff has done so far in 2026. And Nick and I were talking about that during batting practice this week. Brady White still looking at his foot, climbs back into the box on this Friday evening. A lot of shadows developing at the ballpark. Lights are finally turned on at Harry and David Field. Brady White behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch from Preston Daniels. 1-2, misses low, and the count goes square. It's good seeing Preston this week. Crescent City, just that last town before you head into Oregon on the, we went to the Safeway in Crescent City last year on the way home from the Humble Crab Series. 2-2 pitch, fastball misses up and out, and the count fills. Let's see what Preston Daniels can do now. The count being full. White climbs back into the box after taking a deep breath, gets the signal. Stars and Stripes blowing in on this Friday evening. 3-2 home. Fastball hits to the right side, picked up by Jackson Rosenthal on a hop, steps on the bag at first base, and Brady White grounds out for the 3rd and final out of the inning. 1, 2, 3, go. The Fresno A's, no runs, a hit, no errors, none left. We head to the home half of inning number 6 right after this. 2 up for the Rogues, Jonathan Walsh, Jaden Neugebauer, and Larson Custer. Rogues right now in the driver's seat, 4-1 against Fresno. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3 and 4 bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Beautiful evening at the ballpark at Harry and David Field, home half of inning number 6 for the second fireworks game of 2026. Medford leading 4-1 against the Fresno A's in game 1 of this 3-game set. 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Rogues. Jonathan Walsh leads off the inning, followed by Jaden Neugebauer and Larson Custer. 1, 2, and 3. And right now the Rogues have had their opportunities to get runners across. They have done that. A 3-run third inning, 1 run scored in the 4th. But in a game where you've had multiple opportunities to try to get runners across, and we talked about it last week during the Redmond Dudes series that the lead did not feel safe, and definitely tonight the lead does not feel safe as well. Jonathan Walsh, the table setter, 1 for 3 so far this evening. Now his mom and dad and brother and his dog, Alex and Scout, mom and dad listening right now on the Rogue Streaming Network. Game 2 tomorrow at 6:35 p.m. 6:15 for the Awesome Pool Guy on deck. So take a look at some of the scores from the Pacific Empire League. Downtown scoreboard brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. Currently in the top half of inning number 9. It's currently a 10-8 lead for the Solano Mudcats against the Stockton Pearls. Helensburg Prune Packers leading 12-5 against the Chico Lone Wolves. That's in the 8th inning from Recreation Park. Humboldt leading 4-2 against the Rockland Stonecutters, and it's an 8-6 lead for the Lincoln Potters against the Placer County Peloteros. First pitch clips the top third to Jonathan Walsh. No balls and 1 strike. Walsh popped out to the shortstop Rico to begin the home first. Had an infield single and scored in the 3rd. Flew out to the right fielder Mitchell in the 4th. 0-1 finds that upper third, strike 2. This is a big pitch and a big at-bat to set the table in this inning. Lights are turned on once again. 0-2. Sliders misses down and out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jonathan Walsh, the Dover, Tennessee native, talked very highly about Vanderbilt, but also talking about going about Murray State. Might remember Murray State from last year making an appearance in the College World Series. That Cinderella story. 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This year's so-called Cinderella story is the Troy Trojans out of the Sun Belt. Trojans struggling in a tough loss today against the West Virginia Mountaineers. 2-2 pitch misses inside, and the count fills. Kind of cool from the broadcasting perspective. Longtime voice of the Trojans, Barry McKnight, calling a game at the College World Series in Omaha. Just something about calling a College World Series at Charles Schwab Field, or way back in the day at Rosenblatt. 3-2, fouls it off. We'll do it again. I was 5 years old in 2008 when Fresno State won it all. The underdogs, the Wonder Dogs, taking care of business of Georgia. Watching that game on the TV, the big old box Sony TV. I don't know if you remember those TVs way back in the day. 3-2 pitch, line drive, and that hooks foul. They're down that first base side. We'll do it again. That ball, if that was a couple of inches to the left, that's an extra base for Jonathan Walsh. Now his dad's listening right now on the Rogue Streaming Network. But think about that. I was 5 years old. I could comprehend that it was a big deal, but if I was older, that would have been a crazy time in the Valley. It was a crazy time in the Fresno area, and Mike Batesel on that team, Tom Mendonca, Holden Sprague, good friends of mine from that Underdogs, a Wonder Dogs team. 3 balls, 2 strikes in the pitch. 3-2 misses inside ball 4. Jonathan Walsh coaxes a leadoff walk to begin the home half of inning number 6. 1 on, nobody out. We are in the bottom of 6. 4-1 Medford. Here's the 2-hitter, the shortstop for the Rogues, Jaden Neugebauer, and Oscar Hinojosa, the head coach for the Fresno A's, calls to the bullpen, and that is it for Tyler Gonzalez. Pitching change in the home half of inning number 6. Runner at first base, nobody out. All pitching changes this season brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Medford 4, Fresno 1 on this Friday evening in the Rogue Valley. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. After the game is over, are you looking for more Medford Rogues content? Plank Talk is the official podcast of the Medford Rogues. Hi, this is Brian Welch, the voice of your Rogues. Join me every week as we talk with the players, front office staff, and special guests along the way. Plank Talk drops every week during the season on the same channel you watch the Rogues. We will see you for Plank Talk. As always, go Rogues. Rogren CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogren CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogren CN Medford Airport at rogrencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Check out our newest location, our Take and Bake food trailer in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, Figaro supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. Pitcher on the hill for the Fresno A's. It's Tomas Torres out of Butte College in California. This pitching change is brought to you by our good friends at KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Final line score for the starter Tyler Gonzalez: 5 innings on the hill, 8 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. And he faces Jaden Neugebauer for the first time this evening. And he inherits a base runner on at first base. Torres getting his warm-up tosses in right now. More importantly, take a look at the chat on our YouTube live stream. Meredith, we can send you the lineup from our board on that first base side. And how about the RMAC Insider tuning in tonight? Good friend of mine from the great state of Colorado. A lot of RMAC players have played for the A's in years past. First offering from Tomas Torres, throw over to first base instead, chases back Jonathan Walsh, gets back to the bag with a head-first slide. Before the break, we were talking about the College World Series in the year 2008. I was 5 years old at the time. First pitch from Torres, squares for a bunt, misses downstairs, escapes away from the catcher Hartley in a good recovery. 1 ball, no strikes. 2008, Fresno State won the College World Series, the national championship. The underdogs are wonder dogs. I went to Fresno State, and it's kind of cool. You get this, you see the pennants, and you see, it's got to see the national championship trophy. Did not take a picture with it because I was working at the time, but it's cool when you walk in the steps of greatness. 1-0 pitch, chopper to the right side, base hit into right field, base hit for Jaden Neugebauer. And how about him tonight? A trio of singles on this Friday night in the Rogue Valley. How about Jaden Neugebauer so far this evening? 2 on, nobody out. And right now the Rogues capitalizing offensively. Here's the Rogues DH man Larson Custer. We are at the bottom of 6. Medford 4, Fresno 1. Think about this. Think about that. No 8. Craziness. We've seen the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina do some damage. You've seen Murray State and Troy this year. It's always a lot of fun to see what the underdogs can do in Omaha. First pitch fouled off, left side strike one. There's actually a documentary, baseball documentary. It's called 40 Years in Baseball Broadcasting. Talks with 3 baseball broadcasters in the state of Mississippi who broadcast for Southern Miss, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss. David Kellum is the play-by-play voice of the Ole Miss Rebels. Strike 1 pitch, runner goes. Hits down the air, cues it into left field. Going back is White, and going back to second base, Jonathan Walsh. And White makes the grab for out number 1. It was Neugebauer and Walsh that were already at the going to station to station, but had to go back in a hurry. And Larson Custer flies out for the first out of the inning. 2 on, 1 out. We are in the bottom of 6. Here's the third baseman. Actually, my apology, that's Nolan Donovan replacing Chris Ortiz at third base. First at bat of the evening for Nolan. It's a 4-1 lead for the Rogues in game 1 of this 3-game set. It's been a very fun evening so far for the Rogues. Nolan Donovan gets his first crack at the Fresno A's pitching staff. First offering home. First pitch fastball lasers in on the outside corner. Strike 1. Nolan Donovan, his first at bat of the evening. First time at the dish this week. 200 hitter. Has 1 run batted in so far in 2026. Runner goes, strike one pitch, misses up and in. The throw to third base, and the tag is in time, says the third base umpire, Brandon Dollarhide. Jonathan Walsh caught stealing at third base. And head coach Kevin Olmstead not happy about that call. And the Rogues faithful not happy about that call either. A bang-bang play at third puts runner Jaden Neugebauer at second base. One ball and a strike to Nolan Donovan. Jackson Rosenthal waits on deck. Tomas Torres from Butte College, the same junior college. 1-1, misses downstairs. Going to third base is Neugebauer. The throw to third base, and the throw's in time. And head coach Kevin Olmstead is not happy about the call. And Brandon Dollarhide made the call. Kevin Olmstead gonna talk about it, and Kevin Olmstead not happy about the call. So that's how the inning comes to a close. Kevin Olmstead still talking. We'll come right back after this. Kevin Olmstead stops off. We've played 6 in the Rogue Valley. It's getting feisty in the Rogue Valley. 4-1 Medford. We head to the 7th right after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. We got some fireworks going on in game 1 of this 3-game set. Number 4, Fresno 1. Top half inning number 7 from Harry and David Field. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. Controversial call to close out the 7th inning. Jaden Neugebauer caught stealing at third base. Head coach Kevin Olmstead mincing words with the third base umpire Brandon Dollarhide. Back-to-back plays with the throw from the third base from the catcher Hartley. Makes it interesting now. Fresno sends 5, 6, and 7 up. Jordan Hartley leads off the inning, followed by Caleb Rico and Angel Mejia. Preston Daniels begins his 2nd inning on the hill in relief. Second pitcher used so far tonight for the Rogues. First pitch fastball misses upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Hartley today 0 for 2 so far. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Good pitch by Preston Daniels. You see a difference in the velocity. And now time's taken, or actually the ball escaped away from the A's bullpen. 1 ball and 1 strike, Jordan Hartley. One, swing and a miss, strike 2, good pitch. Hartley reached on a fielder's choice in the second, got the second base, was left stranded there. Grounded out to the first baseman, Jackson Rosenthal, in the 4th. 1-2. Breaking ball, called strike 3 on the outside corner. 2 Ks for Preston Daniels. How about that pitch by Preston? And that's the crucial first out of the inning. 1 out, the base is empty. Here's the A's shortstop, Caleb Rico. 4-1 lead for the Rogues on this Friday night in the Rogue Valley. A's 1 run, 5 hits, 3 errors. 2 of those errors committed in that home half of inning number 3. And it has been that type of evening so far in the Rogue Valley. First offering from Preston Daniels. Fastball is elevated. 1 ball, no strikes. Rico tonight 1 for 2 so far. Infield playing deep around the horn. Will Salihar, couple of steps into left center. 1-0, lifted foul, right side. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a perfect evening at the ballpark. Glacier blue skies have disappeared. Lights are turned on. Sunset about to commence in Southern Oregon. Just a perfect evening for baseball. Probably one of the first hot days we've had here in Southern Oregon this season. 1-1. And he's hit by the pitch, and Caleb Rico takes first. So Caleb Rico aboard with a 1-out hit by pitch. That's the second base runner allowed by Preston Daniels in relief. 1 on, 1 out. Here's the third baseman, Angel Mejia. Angel Mejia going to Cal State Bakersfield.
The third baseman, number 28, Angel Mejia.
So Angel Mejia gets to go to work now. He went 2 for 3 in that game against the Humboldt Crabs. Medium-sized lead, throw over to first base, and the tag is not in time, says Chris Bevan. Bang, bang play right there. How about Preston Daniels? Not afraid to throw it over to first base. Salihar, couple of steps into left center. We are on the road 7th. Throws it over to first base, and the tag is in time! How about 2 times for Preston Daniels? And Caleb Rico heads back to the dugout. Crazy play and a crucial second out recorded. Rico could not get back to the first base bag in time. And Ethan Winter, the first base coach of the A's, is losing it on that first base side. In frustration, understandably. First pitch, breaking ball, curves in for a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Or still no balls and a strike now for Angel Mejia. Taken over from Gonzalez. But frustrating from the base running perspective for the A's. Hits down the air, bloops it into right center. Base hit for Angel Mejia. And Mejia's aboard of a 2-out single to extend the inning. Mejia went 2 for 3 in that game against the Crabs earlier this week. And a 2-out base runner on for the A's. 1 on, 2 outs. Here's second baseman for Fresno, Landon McAnally. 4-1 Medford. We are on the top of 7 about the stretch. On this Friday evening, small lead. Angel Mejia of a medium-sized lead now. Rosenthal holding the runner. And the first pitch. First pitch misses inside of a fastball. Ball 1. Just a perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Throws it over to first. Chases back the runner, Mejia. 1 ball, no strike still. One-0 pitch. Fastball misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Got a legend in the building now inside the Rogues broadcast position. Mike Schubert, my host dad. Here in the Rogue Valley, the Eagle Point legend. 2 balls, no strikes. Breaking ball misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Ryan Harness waits on deck for Fresno. Small lead for Mejia at first base. 3 balls, no strikes, the pitch. 3-0, fastball right down the boulevard, strike 1 to keep the at-bat going. Preston Daniels has a lot of conviction when he throws. You can definitely tell a year has been good for him from Lynn Benton Community College. In the NWAC, 3 balls and a strike. 3-1, pours in for a strike on the outside corner, and the count fills. So Preston was behind 3 balls and no strikes. 2 strikes later, fills the count. And the Rogues right now trying to limit the damage in this inning. Preston steps off the rubber and the hill. Works from that first base side previously. Climbs back on, works from that first back. Will work from that third base side of the rubber. Counts full, 3-2. McAnally trying to get aboard 0 for 2 so far tonight. The 3-2 pitch, runner goes. Fastball misses downstairs, ball 4. And McAnally takes first. So it's a 2-out walk issued by Preston Daniels. 2 on, 2 outs. And now the Rogues bullpen starting to scurry a little bit on this Friday evening. Here's the 9-hitter, the center fielder Ryan Harness, and now Nick Berger, the pitching coach for the Rogues, heads out to the dugout, from the dugout to the hill to have a conversation with Preston Daniels. Spawns the action is brought to you by the Asa Pool Guy. Does your pool or hot tub need repairs? Call the Asa Pool Guy, CCB 255-795. We're also brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix, Gold Hill, and our newest location in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Medford 4, Fresno 1, top half of inning number 7, 2 on, 2 outs. And Preston Daniels sees the center fielder Ryan Harness 0 for 2 so far tonight. Greg Jacquette breaks up the conference between Nick Berger, Anthony Thomas Jr., and Preston Daniels. This has been a very interesting game so far tonight. He's only tacking on that lone run in the 4th inning. Rogues scored 3 in the 3rd, once in the 4th, and the lengthy conversation continues, and Greg Jacquette breaks up the conversation in the conference on the hill, and we go back to work once again. Hartley struck out to lead off the 7th. Caleb Rico has got aboard of a hit by pitch, was forced out at first base, caught getting back to the bag at first. Mejia singled to extend the inning. He's at second base. McAnally drew a walk. 2 on, 2 outs. We are on the road 7th. Huge at-bat upcoming. First pitch, swing and a miss. Bouncy ball gets away from Anthony Thomas Jr. Does a corkscrew and runners advance the 2nd and 3rd. So a wild pitch from Preston Daniels puts runners at 2nd and 3rd. Tying run is at the dish. Strike 1 to the lefty. Strike 1 pitch. This is outside, a 1 ball, 1 strike. Harness tonight struck out in the 3rd, grounded out to the first baseman Rosenthal in the 5th. Mejia at 3rd, McAnally at 2nd base. Bullpen is starting to move around a bit for the Rogues. 1 ball and a strike. 1-1. Elevated, 2 balls, 1 strike. Just got to get to the home 7th if you're the Rogues. Fresno, the most traffic on the base paths so far since that 4th inning. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1, good slider, swing and a miss, strike 2. And the count square, it goes square. His family's in attendance tonight. Preston Daniels trying to shut the door on the A's. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 2-2, misses low, and the count fills. Greg Jacquette not going to give that bottom 3rd to Preston Daniels, and now the count fills. Most important pitch of the at-bat, most important pitch of the night so far. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 3-2, ground ball goes foul, 3rd base side. We'll do it again. That has not been a call the Rogues have gotten so far tonight. A good frame job by Anthony Thomas Jr. trying to get that pitch to go. Biggest pitch of the at-bat in the night. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Preston shakes off the signals. 3-2 home. And he's hit by the pitch, and Harness takes first, and head coach Kevin Olmstead heads out of the dugout and swiftly walks to the hill to take the car keys away from Preston Daniels. So a single off the bat of Mejia, a walk from McAnally, and a hit by pitch for Harness. Brings in a new arm. We have a new pitcher. I'll tell you who he is when we come right back after this. Bases loaded for the Fresno A's. Preston Daniels getting a round of applause, and he gets greeted by his teammates. All pitching changes this season brought to you by KTVO 1070 Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top half of inning number 7, 4-1 lead for the Rogues. Big time game coming up when we come right back after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier life plan community.
Good game so far in the Rogue Valley. Bases loaded, 2 outs. We're on the top half of inning number 7. New pitcher in for the Rogues. It is Hayden Kindreich taking over from Preston Daniels. This pitching change brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Hayden inherits bases loaded. Final line score for Preston Daniels, 1 2/3 innings on the hill. 2 strikeouts for him. Gave up a single, 2 pairs of singles, no runs, and 1 walk. More importantly, this is probably the biggest sequence of events in this evening's contest. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's the right fielder, Scott Mitchell, 0 for 3 so far this evening. Fresno trying to change this game on a dime. Tying run is at first base. Go-ahead run is at the dish. Mejia at third, McAnally at second, Harness at first base. And right now in this inning, you got to get that third and final out. A couple of calls did not go the way of Preston Daniels, but you got to keep trucking if you are the Rogues. 2 outs, the base is loaded. First offering from Hayden Kindreich. Takes a deep breath and fires the first pitch. First pitch, clips that bottom third, strike 1. Hayden Kindreich out of Umpqua Community College in Roseburg from Central Point. Time taken. First base coach Ethan Winter talks with Scott Mitchell. Definitely know what's going to happen. If you are the Rogues, got to get that third and final out. If you're Fresno, get a couple of runs across, puts a little bit of pressure on that bullpen. A lot of things can happen either way. Scott Mitchell has not reached on base yet this evening. No balls, 1 strike. Kindreich waits, and the strike 1 pitch. Strike 1, come back right to Kindreich. Kindreich hands it over to first base in time for out number 3. 1-3 on the ground down, and how about this? The Rogues defensively gets out of the jam. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave the bases loaded. Probably the biggest play of the game so far tonight. It's time to stretch at Harry and David Field.
We fired the music early, but it is
time to stretch in the Rogue Valley. Medford leading 4-1 against Fresno. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Leads off the home half of inning number 7. Medford leading 4-1 against Fresno. First pitch fastball, fouls it off to the third base side, strike 1. And this is probably the biggest play of the game so far, with Hayden Kindreich getting that ground out off the bat of Scott Mitchell, leaving the bases loaded was the Fresno A's. Probably the biggest play of the night so far. Strike 1 pitch from Tomas Torres. Fastball elevated. 1 ball, 1 strike. Donovan taking over. Chris Ortiz, Jackson Rosenthal to follow, and Bo Blake 1-1. Fastball elevated again, 2 balls, 1 strike. And it has been that type of evening so far. It's been kind of that barometer we've been talking about throughout the whole entire evening. Tomas Torres, the righty from Butte College. 2-1 pitch. Misses outside and out. 3 balls, 1 strike. And if you know your sports, you know if you do sports trivia, who's the most famous athlete to come from Butte College? 3 balls and a strike. Fastball swinging to miss, strike 2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Tomas delivers. 3-2. Miss. Oh, called strike 3 on the inside third. And Nolan Donovan thought that was ball 4. And Donovan heads back to the dugout. First strikeout for Tomas Torres tonight. 1 out and the base is empty. Here's Jackson Rosenthal. Actually, it's Kian Sanchez. So Kian Sanchez replaces Jackson Rosenthal at first base.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Rogues.
So regardless, Kian Sanchez back in the lineup for the first time tonight and as a pinch hitter. This has been that type of evening and also this type of week this week for the Rogues. Had their moments, and this has been the type of inning that's been the money inning so far in the last couple of games. Kian Sanchez settles in. Jackson Rosenthal finishes 1 for 3 tonight at the dish, but you got to get a little bit of pop with the bat. Trying to get this one across the finish line. It's a 4-1 lead for Medford. We are on the bottom of the 7th. First pitch, pops it up in the air, right side of the infield. McAnally, second baseman, going to try to call for it. He makes the one-hand grab for out number 2. Sanchez pops out for the second out of the inning to the second baseman, McAnally. 2 up and 2 down in the bottom of 7. Here's the Rogues second baseman, Bo Blake. And trying to talk about the most famous athlete from Butte College. Does Mike Schubert know the answer? Well, we'll give him that question again. Most important, the most famous athlete from Butte College in California. First pitch, fastball misses up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Has played for the Packers, has played for the Jets, has played for the Steelers, or currently playing for the Steelers. 1-0, misses down and out. 2 balls, no strikes. Actually, grew up in Chico. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch. 2-0, hits that sky high in the air. Bo Blake slams the bat in disgust, tracking it down as White, the left fielder. Going to try and make the play, and he somehow reels it in for out number 3. And the inning comes to a close. Bo Blake flies out to left field. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. 1, 2, 3 go the Rogues in the home half of the 7th. And how about this? The dance master Dylan Finelli going to grace his presence on this Friday evening. Can the Rogues get this one across the finish line for the second fireworks game of 2026? Medford 4, Fresno 1. We played 7 in the Rogue Valley. Stay tuned on the Rogue Streaming Network. After the game is over, are you looking for more Medford Rogues content? Plank Talk is the official podcast of the Medford Rogues. Hi, this is Brian Welch, the voice of your Rogues. Join me every week as we talk with the players, front office staff, and special guests along the way. Plank Talk drops every week during the season on the same channel you watch the Rogues. We will see you for Plank Talk. As always, go Rogues. Rogreen CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogreen CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogreen CN Medford Airport at rogreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Check out our newest location, our Take and Bake food trailer in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. And And how about Dylan Finelli, the dance master, gracing his presence at Harry and David Field on this Friday evening. And the Rogues have been dancing with that scoreboard lighting up. It's a 4-1 lead for the Rogues against the Fresno A's. Brian Woods back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. Time is running out for the Fresno A's. Top half of inning number 8. Leaving the bases loaded in the top half of the 7th might be the biggest point, might be the biggest play of the game so far. Hayden Kindreich gets the opportunity to go for it, gets a chance to face off against the leadoff man, the first baseman for the A's, Ned Checkledge, followed by Grant Kinsel and Brady White. Hayden Kindreich, the Central Point native, gets ready to battle the lefty Checkledge. First pitch from Hayden comes home. Throws for a bunt, pulls it back, misses upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Checkledge this evening 1 for 2 with an error. Singled in the 6th, got caught stealing back at the bag at first base. Reached on an error and scored in the 4th. Popped out to the first baseman Jackson Rosenthal in the 1st. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0, line ground ball, takes on a hop as Bo Blake at second base, slips the throw to first, and the throw gets past Jackson Rosenthal, and it goes into the dugout. Or it does not go in the dugout, so it is going to be a infield single. Well, they're going to say actually that it's going to be an error. So it is officially, he reaches on an E4, Checkledge aboard. So 1 on, nobody out. It is a new first baseman for the Rogues. It is Kian Sanchez, a San Diego native. 1 on, nobody out. Here's the A's DH man, Grant Kinsel. It's a 4-1 lead for Medford in the top half of inning number 8. Game 2 tomorrow, 6:35 first pitch, 6:15 for the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. Checkledge of a medium-sized lead at first base. And a little bit wet in right center, a little bit swampy. He's walking out there during batting practice today. Got to keep your head on the swivel when you're walking out there. First pitch, misses down and out. 1 ball, no strikes. Kindreich from Umpqua Community College out of the NWAC from Central Point, just up the road. And living in Eagle Point for the first time in my career here in the Medford Rogues. 1 ball, no strikes. Throws it over to first base, and the throw is late. Checkledge gets back to the bag with a head-first slide. Still 1 ball and no strikes. There's the rivalry between Eagle Point and Crater High School. My host family, Mike and his daughter Angela and granddaughter Sage. Sage, a sophomore at Eagle Point, hits that in the air, left center field, going back as Walsh. That ball is gone. A 2-run homer for the DH man, Grant Kinsel, and the A's change this game. It's a 1-run game. 4-3 Medford. It somehow disappeared into the lights in left center, and the A's make it interesting. It's a 1-run game. And now there's a hush along the crowd at Harry and David Field. Base is empty, nobody out. Here's the left fielder, Brady White. How do you respond if you are the Rogues? Lorenzo Luce scampering to the bullpen. Caleb Randolph getting hot already. A's have hung around. This is going to be a tough barometer test for the Rogues this season. First pitch, off speed, misses down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Actually, Sage is going to be a junior. Last day of school was yesterday in Eagle Point. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0, hits it foul down the third base side, strike 1. Brady White so far this evening, 1 for 3 so far. Doubled in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. Got it out to the first baseman, Jackson Rosenthal. Infield playing deep around the horn for the Rogues. Outfield playing deep and straight away. Plus how the ball just split into the gap in left center. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hayden waits, and the 1-1 home. 1-1, breaking ball called on that bottom third, strike 2, good location. Rogues are warming up a righty in that bullpen. Two arms are getting hot at the moment. Just got to get that first out of the inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hayden delivers. 1-2, misses inside. And the crowd at Harry and David Field not happy about that call from Greg Jaquette. That was a strike a couple of innings ago, but we continue. Brady White trying to continue this inning. A 2-run homer from Grant Kinsel. Trying to provide a little bit more offense for the A's. Tying run at the dish. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the 2-2 home. 2-2, fastball outside, and the count fills. Jordan Hartley waits on deck for the A's. Fresno 3 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors. 5 errors committed in total by the 2 franchises. Payoff pitch comes home. Hits down the air, sky high in the center field, drifting back as Will Salihar stops, backs up, and he makes the grab for out number 1. Brady White flies out to center field for the first out of the inning. 1 out, the base is empty. Here's the catcher for the A's, Jordan Hartley. We are on the top of the 8th. It's a 4-3 lead for the Rogues. And right now, if you are Medford, got to make quick order of the A's. Jordan Hartley, the catcher tonight, 0 for 3 so far. Lefty settles in for his 4th trip of the night. First pitch, fouls it off. Third base side out of play, strike 1.
That one's just a bit foul.
Big pitch. A big inning right now for Hayden, the Central Point native. No balls and a strike, and the pitch. Misses outside 1 ball, 1 strike. And talking about that rivalry between Eagle Point and Crater, gotta wear an Eagle Point shirt to support the family. A couple of guys from Crater in the Central Point area said, "You're not gonna wear an Eagle Point shirt, Brian." 1-1. Downstairs and in with a fastball, 2 balls, 1 strike. I'll wear a Crater shirt. I'll wear an Eagle Point shirt. Gotta support. Now, if they wore a Dos Palos shirt, I would take up in arms about that, because Dos Palos is one of Kalinga's rivals. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a good fastball, and the count goes square. Hartley reached on a fielder's choice in the second, got over to second base with left stranded there, grounded out to the first baseman Jackson Rosenthal in the 4th. Struck out to lead off the 7th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Hayden delivers. 2-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Beautiful pitching by Hayden Kindreich. You needed that pitch, and you needed that out. Crucial second out recorded. 2 outs and the base is empty. It's a 1-run game. 4-3 Medford. Here's the shortstop, Caleb Rico. Caleb Rico, the University of Mary, the Marauder at the dish. Rico's been pretty fun to watch so far tonight. 1 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Hayden Kindreich ready to go, and that first pitch comes home. First pitch misses outside 1 ball, no strikes. Rico tonight singled in the second. Grounded was part of that double play. Close the book on the 2nd inning. Got out to the second baseman, Bo Blake, in the 4th. Hit by a pitch, but was caught back at the bag at first base. 1-0. Fouls it down the third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the Rogues head to the home 8th. Bottom of the order, Anthony Thomas Jr., Diego Grabiel, and Will Salihar due up for the Rogues. And the operative word for this inning, in the home half of this inning, besides get that 3rd out, got to get in some insurance runs. Kindreich waits, and the 1-1. Ground ball to left side. That is going to go foul, says the third base umpire, Brandon Dollarhide. Strike 2. The biggest pitch of the at-bat, and as well as the game. Base is empty, 2 outs. Rico climbs back in. The young man from the Moore, who went to San Joaquin Memorial High School, behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. The former Panther trying to change this game. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 1-2, misses low, and the counts go square. This is a big pitch and a big at-bat. Angel Mejia waits on deck. He's been swinging a pretty good stick so far. Two balls, two strikes, and the pitch. 2-2, fastball hits in the air. Deep shot, deep left field, going back is Walsh. That ball is out, hits one hop off the wall. Rounding first, digging for two is Caleb Rico, and he's aboard of a 2-out double, and the A's are still striking. It's a double off the batter, Rico, with 2 outs in the top half of the 8th. And right now, Fresno putting a scare into the Rogues. You talked about it. Head coach Kevin Olmstead brought it up in our one-on-one conversation, the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. It's how do you get punched in the mouth? And assistant coach and pitching coach Nick Berger heads out of the dugout, and he talks with Hayden Kindreich to think about how the game went. Forrest Zelmer got the start, 5 innings on the hill. Preston Daniels 1 2/3 innings pitched. Currently, Hayden Kindreich has an inning under his belt, but more importantly, this Rogue squad trying to get that third and final out. That's just trying to get it across the finish line. Yeah, this is a good barometer for the Rogues this weekend, and this is a team that the A's have beaten the Rogues 3 times. 2 in 2022. They got swept in 2023, and then salvaged the series on that 2024 series on the 4th of July weekend. Got the job done in the extra innings with an extra base hit from RBI single from Jacob Maynor, who's still on the team. He'll be joining the team next week in Fresno. But regardless, lengthy conversation. That means take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. A couple of games still going on in the Pacific Empire League at the moment. They are switched over to for tomorrow, but West Coast Kings taking on the Reading Colt 45s in Reading. We don't have a score for that yet. Solano takes down Stockton, 10-8 the final. Pittsburgh handles Chico Lone Wolves 12-6. Humboldt leading 6-2 against the Rockland Stonecutters. It's a 9-7 lead for the Lincoln Potters against the Placer County Peloteros. That's been a pretty intriguing series down at McBean Park. We'll keep an eye on that scoreboard throughout the whole entire evening. 1 on, 2 outs. We are on the top of 8. It's been a low-scoring fistfight between two teams that want it more. Who wants it more? That's the question. Hayden Kindreich trying to get that third and final out. Trying to get this one across the finish line. Infield starting to shade a bit to the left. First pitch. First pitch hits it in the air. Right field tracking it out is Grabian. He snags it for out number 3. And the side is retired. Mejia lines out. And the inning comes to a close. 2 runs come across on it. 2 hits, 1 error committed, and 1 left. Caleb Rico left on at second base. We head to the home 8th right after this. It's a bottom of the order for the Rogues. Anthony Thomas Jr., Diego Grabiel, and Will Salihar. It's a 1-run game. Medford 4, Fresno 3. Keep it here on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Home half of inning number 8. It's a one-run game. Medford 4, Fresno 3. Game 1 of this three-game set from Harry and David Field. Ryan Woods with you on the Rogues Streaming Network. On the order due up for the Rogues, Anthony Thomas Jr., the catcher, leads off the inning, followed by Diego Grabiel and Will Salihar. And he faces Tomas Torres from Butte College for the Fresno A's, the reliever, taking over the reins from Tyler Gonzalez. Gonzalez went 5 innings on the hill for the start. First pitch fastball, swing and a miss, strike one. Anthony Thomas Jr. so far this evening has reached on base 3 times. Infield playing deep around the horn for the Fresno A's. Strike one pitch, misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Tomas, the righty, sets up on that third base side of the rubber. Ball and a strike to Anthony. 1-1, high fastball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Anthony tonight drew a walk in the second and in the third, hit by a pitch in the 5th. Behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tomas ready, and the pitch. 1-2, and hit by the pitch for the second time tonight. Anthony Thomas Jr. takes his base of honor, a leadoff hit by pitch to begin the home 8th. And that's how you start it if you're the Rogues offensively. 1 on, nobody out. Here's the Rogues right fielder, Diego Grabiel. It's a close one in the Rogue Valley. Medford 4, Fresno 3. Anthony Thomas Jr. walking gingerly down the first base side, trying to catch his breath. His first base coach, Jacob Seitz, making sure he's okay. Currently, Oscar Hinojosa, the skipper for the Fresno A's, heads out to the dugout, out of the dugout to the hill. And as he takes the keys away from the reliever, Tomas Torres. But this is a pause in the action with this meeting on the hill. This pause in the action is brought to you by the Awesome Pool Guy. Does your pool or hot tub need repairs? Call the Awesome Pool Guy, CCB 255-795. We're also brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix, Gold Hill, and our newest location in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. 1 on, nobody out. Anthony Thomas Jr. walking off with the athletic trainer for Rob. The question is, who do you get to run for Anthony Thomas Jr.? He was hit by the pitch, but actually this is a coach's conference. Anthony Thomas Jr. huddling up with his teammates and head coach Kevin Olmstead, trying to figure this one out, trying to get some insurance in the home half of inning number 8. If you're just now tuning in this inning and also throughout this whole entire game, Rogues struck first in the home half of inning number 3, putting up a 3 spot. Fresno tacked on a run, their only run before them. It was a 3-run lead. It was a 4-run lead after the 4th, and then it was a 2-spot put up in the 8th inning. The top of this inning for the Fresno A's, a 2-run homer from Grant Kinsel. That's a 4-3 lead, and right now the Rogues trying to get this one across the finish line. Here's the Rogues right fielder, Diego Grabiel. It's his 4th at-bat of the evening. First pitch, scores for a bunt, pulls it back, misses downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Harness, the center fielder for the A's, playing 1 step into right center. Small lead for Anthony Thomas Jr. at first base. Checkledge holding the runner. 1-0 pitch, Grabiel gets the bunt down, comebacker to Torres, the throw over to first base, and the throw's on the money for out number 1. Sacrifice bunt moves Anthony Thomas Jr. to second base. 1-3 officially in the scoring. And that eliminates the opportunity to turn 2, but more importantly, puts a runner in scoring position. 1 on, 1 out. We are in the bottom of 8. Here's the Rogue center fielder, Will Salihar. Medford 4, Fresno 3. Very contested game 1 of this 3-game set. Will Salihar trying to change the game. 1 for 3. First pitch, fouls it off, behind the dish, strike 1. Salihar flew out to the left fielder White in the 3rd, singled and scored in the 4th. Flew out to right field to Mitchell in the 5th. He's had hard contact, that's been Will, but has not gotten the drop yet tonight. Can he get the drop here? No balls and a strike, and the pitch from Tomas. 0-1, misses down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. McAnally, the second baseman for the A's, on the grass in right center field. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1, ground ball to the second baseman. Escapes away from the second baseman, McAnally. Rounding third, trucking towards home as Anthony Thomas Jr. He scores standing up. Will Salihar drives in a run. It's a 5-3 lead for the Rogues, and how about Medford gets their first run across since the 4th inning. And more importantly, Will Salihar reaches with the RBI and gets the air. A huge hit off the bat from the Anthem, Arizona native. Medford 5, Fresno 3, bottom half of inning number 8. Here's the left fielder for the Rogues, Jonathan Walsh. First pitch, bouncing ball gets away from the catcher Hartley, and speeding towards second base is Will Salihar, so he has a stolen base to his credit tonight. Eliminates the opportunity to turn 2. And this has been a game that momentum has been swinging between the two squads. 1 ball and no strikes with 1 out. Jonathan Walsh so far this evening, 1 for 3 with a walk, 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, finds the outer third, 1 ball, 1 strike. Popped down to the shortstop Rico to begin the home first. Infield singled and scored in the third, flew out to Mitchell and right. Drew a walk and was caught stealing at third base. 1-1, and on the hands, fouls it off right side. Strike 2. Think about how crucial that hit was from Will Salihar. Driving in Anthony Thomas Jr. That might be our play of the game, definitely. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jonathan Walsh. Torres sets, works on that third base side of the rubber, the 1-2. Ground ball up the middle, bouncing, goes to his right as McAnally, the second base, and the throw to first base, and the throw's not in time. Infield single for Jonathan Walsh, showing off the speed on this Friday evening. Puts runners at the corners now, and the Rogues finding ways to try to get this one across the finish line. So 2 on, 1 out. Here's Jaden Neugebauer, Medford 5, Fresno 3. We are in the home half of the 8th. And right now, Rogues playing some good baseball. Just got to get it across. But Jaden Neugebauer has been fun to watch so far this evening. Not 1, but 3 singles. The lefty from Chico trying to change this game. We talked about in the top of this inning. The Rogues have to go to the bottom of this the inning. Strike 1 pitch. Finds that first pitch was a strike on the upper third. And that breaking ball, no balls and a 1 strike to Neugebauer. The operative word is insurance to get it across the plate. Strike 1 pitch, scores for a bunt as Neugebauer pulls it back, misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike. And it all started with Anthony Thomas Jr. leading off the inning with a hit by pitch. Diego Grabiel bunting him over. 1-3 on the sac bunt. Will Salihar drove an Anthony Thomas Jr. with the RBI in the air. The 1-1 again, pulls it back. Bouncing ball, misses down, misses low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jonathan Walsh reaching on an infield single, putting runners at the corners. Creating chaos on the base paths is what Kevin Olmstead likes to do. 2 balls and a strike for Jaden, and the pitch. Scores for a bunt, gets it down, come back, gets to Hartley. Hartley going to try the throw to first base, and the throw is in time. RBI ground out from Jaden Neugebauer. Puts it a 2 spot in the inning. So the RBI bunt ground out puts two outs and a runner at second base. That's Jonathan Walsh. Here's Larson Custer. It's a 6-3 lead for Medford on this Friday evening. Larson Custer tonight has only 1 hit. First pitch misses downstairs. The runner goes, a throw to third base, and the tag is in time, says the third base umpire, Brennan Dollarhide, and the inning comes to a close. Jonathan Walsh caught stealing at third base. Is that enough runs to get it across the finish line? 2 runs come across on 2 hits, no errors. We've played 8 in the Rogue Valley. Final call for the Fresno A's when we come right back after this. Medford 6, Fresno 3. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
Top half of inning number 9 from Harry and David Field. Medford 6, Fresno 3. It is a new batter to lead off the top half of the 9th. Robbie Papel for the Fresno A's leads off the inning, followed by Ryan Harness and Scott Mitchell. New pitcher on the hill. And Central Point Zone, Caleb Randolph gets the opportunity to shut the door on the Fresno A's. We'll get you the numbers for him after the first pitch. Rogues tacking on 2 runs in the home half of inning number 8. And right now, this Rogue squad definitely testing themselves on this Friday night against a very good Fresno A's program. First offering from Caleb Randolph. Sets, takes a deep breath, works on the first base side of the rubber. First pitch, hits it in the air, center field, charging in as well. Salihar makes the one-hand grab for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out to begin the inning. 1 down, 2 to go in the 9th. Here's the 9-hitter. It is a pinch hitter again for the Fresno A's. And it is for the A's. It's Sakai. Sakai, I should say. Sean Sakai. Lefty goes to work. 1 out in the bases. Empty infield playing deep around the horn. First pitch. Fastball. Sprayed foul. Third base side. Strike 1. Caleb Randolph. This season, 3 games, 3 2/3 innings on the hill. 1 hit, no runs, no errors. 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Has 2 saves so far to his credit. No earned run average for the young man. Randy, as his teammates call him. Strike 1 pitch upcoming. And the delivery. Strike 1 pitch, fouled off at the dish. Strike 2. A's making this interesting of a 2-run homer from Grant Kinsel. Lights are on. Beautiful evening in the ballpark. No balls, 2 strikes. Randolph waits. And the pitch. 0-2. Fastball elevated. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. 1-2. Chops it. Foul down the first base side. Keegan Sanchez picks it up. We'll do it again. Just picture perfect evening in the Rogue Valley. Well, Salihar, the center fielder, a couple of paces into left center. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. 1-2. Ground ball, left field, a base hit. And Sakai's aboard of a 1-out single. 1 on, nobody out. We head back to the top of the order with the A's right fielder Scott Mitchell. Mitchell tonight 0 for 4. And right now, you could definitely, this game, we talked about last week, we talked about this whole entire week. Any lead is not safe right now for the Rogues. Caleb Randolph trying to get the shut, trying to shut him down. Ned Checkledge waits on deck for the A's. First pitch. First pitch. Did go around on it, says the home plate umpire, Greg Jaquette. Strike one. Strike one pitch. Fastball lifted foul, right side. In the hole 0-2 is Scott Mitchell. Grounded out to the second baseman Blake in the first, grounded out in the third, grounded out to the first baseman Jackson Rosenthal in the fifth, grounded out to the pitcher Hayden Kindreich in the seventh. No balls, 2 strikes. Randolph ready, and the pitch. 0-2. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Scott Mitchell is not happy about that call on the inside corner, lets it fly, and a crucial strikeout for Caleb Randolph. First strikeout for Randy tonight.
Now batting the first baseman, number 17, Ned Sickler.
So the final hope for the A's, Ned Cheklich goes to work now. Tall lefty battling the tall righty. Caleb Randolph sets up on that first base side of the rubber. Randolph ready. First pitch. No check swing, did go down and in. 1 ball, no strike. Stay tuned for the Rogues post-game show. Get a chance to go through the highlights, pick our player of the game, and quickly wrap this one up for Game 2 tomorrow, 6:35. First pitch, 6:15 for the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. A good fastball by Randy. Talked about this last night. Caleb Randolph, a big fan of zoos and aquariums. I think Randy would like the Fresno Chaffee Zoo, the Fresno Zoo in Central California. A lot of lions. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1, fastball, misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. 2-1, fouls it off to the screen. And the count goes square. Deuce is wild now for the A's. And the A's are down to their final strike. Cheklich walks out, circles around, gets back in the box once again. Runner at first base, that's Psyche. Kian Sanchez not even holding the runner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Randolph peeks over at first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. 2-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Medford takes game 1. 6-3 the final. Medford wins on 6 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. Fresno on 3 runs, 9 hits, and 3 errors. Rogues improved to 9-1 in this 2026 campaign. And the A's dropped to 9-5. Hope you can stay tuned for the Rogues postgame show. It's coming up right after this. Medford wins Game 1 on Fireworks Night in the Rogue Valley. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Check out our newest location, our Take and Bake food trailer in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, Figaro supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues baseball. Rogren CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogren CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogren CN Medford Airport at rogrencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
It wasn't pretty, but a win's a win. Medford takes game one, 6-3 against the Fresno A's. Hi, everybody. My name is Brian Welch of the Rogue Streaming Network. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. And welcome to the Rogues post-game show. Very fun evening at the ballpark. Medford gets it across the finish line, 9-1 in this 2026 campaign, and on a 9-game winning streak. Just got to get across the finish line. They did indeed. 2 runs across in that 8th inning to get it done, and Medford wins 6-3 the final against the Fresno A's. Take a look at the final line score and the highlights from tonight. Final line score for the Rogues: 6 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. Fresno 9 runs, 3 runs, 9 hits, and 3 errors. In the top half of inning number 1, Forrest Zelmer sent the A's in order 1-2-3. Rogues in the home half of the first had a base runner on of Jaden Neugebauer, but could not do anything with that. In the top half of the second, A's had runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs. And how about this? We said got to get a double play, and the Rogues answered. All ball, less than 2 outs. Zelmer waits, checks on Hartley at second base, fires the 1-0 pitch, chopper to the right side, takes it as Bo Blake, throws over to second for 1, the throw to first base by Neugebauer, and the throw is in time! 4-6-3 twin killing. How about that for the Rogues defensively? And that was a big hit and a big defensive play for the Rogues in the top half of inning number 2. Rogues had base runners on in the home half of inning number 2, but it was the A's that turned a 4-6-3 twin killing. So after 2, it was scoreless. Top half of inning number 3. 1-2-3 went the A's. Bottom half of inning number 3. And how about this? Jaden Neugebauer, guy who's been swinging the bat well so far. The young man from Chico, California, had this to say to get the offense moving. 2-2 home. 2-2, chopper to the right side. McAnally takes a hot bobbles it and escapes away from him. Rounding third, racing towards home is Jonathan Walsh, and he slides across home plate. And Jaden Neugebauer gets the scoring going for the Rogues. Rogues tacked on not 1 but 3 runs. How about this hit from Jackson Rosenthal? Custer at third, Ortiz at first base. No balls, 2 strikes. Tall righty Gonzalez works on the first base side of the rubber and delivers. 0-2, line drive, left field, base hit. 1 runs in. RBI single for Jackson Rosenthal. It's a 2-spot put up by the Rogues. That was a 3-run inning in the home half of the third. Fresno tacked on a run in the top half of inning number 4. Rogues got a run across in the home half of inning number 4. It was scoreless. It was no score changed hands in the 5th, the 6th, or the 7th inning. But in the top half of inning number 8, 2 runs came across on a 2-run homer from Grant Kinsel for the Fresno A's. Home half of the 8th inning. How about this hit from Will Salihar? Rogues needed to get a hit, and they did get a hit with this play. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1, ground ball to the second baseman. Escapes away from the second baseman, Ecanelli. Rounding third, trucking towards home as Anthony Thomas Jr. He scores standing up. Will Salihar drives in a run. And the Rogues tacked on 2 runs in that home half of inning number 8. Caleb Randolph came in as the reliever and the closer in the top half of the 9th. And the Rogues got the job done, his 3rd save of 2026. And the Rogues take game 1, 6-3 the final against the Fresno A's. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard before we, more importantly, Rogues improved to 9-1 in this 2026 campaign. The A's fall to 9-5. Now let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by our good friends, one of our newest partners on the Rogue Streaming Network, brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. Final score in Solano. Solano wins 10-8 against Stockton Pearls. Prune Packers take down the Chico Lone Wolves 12-6. And also the Humboldt Crabs in the top of the 9th against the Rockland Stonecutters. It's a 10-2 lead for the Crabs currently. Close game going on in the 6th inning between the Lincoln Potters and the Placer County Peloteros. 9-8 currently. Leading is the Lincoln Potters. And that is the scoreboard brought to you by Out-of-Town Scoreboard, brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. And now more importantly, game 2 tomorrow, Paint the Park Pink Night at Harry and David Field. We'll have that for you. 6:15 for the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. 6:35, first pitch, game 2 of 3 between the Fresno A's and the Medford Rogues. A definite barometer test this weekend in the Rogue Valley. But the Rogues win, extend their winning streak to 9 on this 2026 campaign. We're not going to be bringing you the fireworks show tonight. But more importantly, if you want to see the fireworks, come on out next week. We'll have that for you. Come on out to the ballpark next Friday night. Get your tickets at medfordroguesbaseball.simpletix.com. Medford wins and a good one. 6-3 the final against Fresno. For everyone that has put this broadcast together, Brian Welch saying goodbye. Have a good evening. Repeating the final score from Harry and David Field. Medford takes game 1 of the series. 6-3 the final against Fresno. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue